David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
You're listening to
30-minute half hour.
I hope you guys have checked out David Collins' 30-minute half hour podcast.
Featuring great guests like Andy Fiore, Katie Burke, and Cardiff Electric.
Never heard of these guys.
Hey, Joey, relax.
He's either hilarious or hates me.
Oh, well, I appreciate you, by the way, man. Thank you for watching it with you and your mother. I hope I was able to make you guys laugh a little bit in a hospital setting. I know that
certainly, and it's not often that she gets to smile anymore, so it's great that she had that opportunity with your special.
It means a lot, dude, so thank you.
Oh, this is the best podcast I've ever been on. This was the most fun.
Wow, what a compliment.
Yo, thanks for keeping this guy going and kicking ass and taking names. I don't know if I can swear on this, so I'm sorry if I messed that up, but dude...
We try to keep it a family show, but as you can see by that opening segment, we're getting a little edgier than we're used to, but our audience seems to be enjoying it.
This was tremendous. Thank you for having me, I guess.
I just want to say this is probably the best day of my life, Dave. I had a really great time.
This was a great time.
We'll have to have you back in the future. You've done such a good job in those games. Do you know Austin Ingalls?
I love Austin.
He did a great job on these games, and we're looking to have him back.
Well, I just want to say thank you for inviting me on. It was really great to be a part of the show. I hope you get Jerry back. I hope that they find him. And I wish you and your viewers the best.
Hi there. I'm calling to leave a voicemail for David Collins.
First-time caller, long-time listener.
Hi, David. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Good morning. This voicemail is for David Collins. First-time caller, long-time listener.
Big up, David.
Hey, Dave. First-time caller.
Hey, David. This is Dan McCullough calling in.
Hey, David. Real glad to hear you on the air again.
Hi, David. This is Deborah, a longtime listener of your show.
David Collins, longtime caller, first-time listener. I love the show.
That's perfect. Everybody listening? Everybody listening? Perfect. Everybody listening? Perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? And that's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? What a great episode. That's perfect. Everybody listening? I've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been the best.
You're listening to David Collins' 30-minute half-hour podcast.
That is great radio.
Starring David Collins.
I've been known as a bit of a hot interviewer, and I need to confront you on something here.
You've seen him on KMKF for 30-minute half-hour show.
Turn these on.
But now, with his very own podcast,
hello.
Featuring the best comedians and broadcasters from all over this great country of ours.
I should start making everybody laugh as I turn the mics on. So everybody, as the mics turn on, everybody's already laughing.
Right, there's some chuckles coming into it.
Yeah, just start telling racist jokes.
Yeah, that gets me in ton every time. We love racist jokes, too.
Oh, perfect. Well, we got a great show planned then. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Drive Time, David Collins. Happy May 14th. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Or no,
May
not
4th,
even
no,
close.
It's May
the 21st.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And happy Memorial Day, everybody. We're celebrating Memorial Day. Isn't this good Memorial Day music?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Listen to this guy. I forgot his name. We can check. I don't know how to find it, actually. I put together a prep package.
Zach Hoyle before the haircut.
Oh, dude, I miss my long hair. It's so heartbreaking.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody. We're not going to be here until it's next Monday. I actually thought it was this Monday. Somebody got me with this prank, too. I kept talking to people. I was at the grocery store. I was in my life. I said, oh, Memorial Day is this Monday, huh? And on Monday, I said, oh, happy Memorial Day. Go have a hot dog. Everybody said, no, give me any pushback. I must have talked to 6 people.
You said go, after Happy Memorial Day, said go have a hot dog?
Right. Well, you're kind of burying the lead here. The fact is nobody corrected me. It wasn't Memorial Day.
But where's the hot dog thing? Is that like a Memorial Day tradition, is hot dogs?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a grilling holiday.
No, you're right. Grilling a hot dog on
You guys
Memorial
crazy?
Day. No, I get it. Stop it, come and go.
I don't know. I don't really grill hot dogs that often.
Well, good morning, everybody. I guess it's pretty early here. I'm excited for the show today. We have a lot planned for you. Maybe I could read my prep list here. Oh, I wanted to ask you a little about Floodwater. I guess that's canceled. We were going to send you to Floodwater this week. We were going to work together. You're going to do a lot of the camera work with me this year.
I would have loved to help with Floodwater.
It would have been so exciting.
I could tell last year that ship was sinking, if you know what I mean. It was under flood, if you will.
Maybe next week we'll bring some of those Floodwater clips from last year and show some of that and maybe talk about what we're missing this year. It's really too bad. We were getting a whole tradition. I would go to Floodwater Comedy Festival. It was going to be the 3rd year this year, and I stand outside the shows and I interview audience members and comedians going in and out of the shows or leaving early. That's the ideal. That's kind of what you're hoping for. You say, why are you leaving early? You confront them.
Yeah. That's what you're hoping for.
We didn't get to do any of that. Last year, Zach jumped or ollied over the Willow Street stairs.
I did. I tried. I didn't land it. And I've actually since then learned skateboarding, not for me at 30. You know what I mean?
That's too bad. I think Tyler Meyerhoff just picked that up.
Yeah, well, Tyler Meyerhoff's picking up a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on a show with Tyler Meyerhoff.
Yeah, under a bridge in Texas.
If anybody wants to see me at a live show in the center of Iowa, I will be appearing, doing some stand-up comedy June 20th with Tyler Meyerhoff at the Loft.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
He's back in town. That's cool.
There.
That'll be a good one.
Apparently, I'm not sure, or he's a prank, which is very funny. If he's just in Austin and he's sending me out, he said, "Hey, why don't you come join me on a show?" There's no show.
That'd be really funny.
He knows DC loves some pranks, though. So
whatever this guy's name was, good job. It's a little American music. They're like, listen to that whole song earlier. I couldn't understand a word he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more about the tone he's trying to set, the long hair.
That's kind of what I wanted to start with this morning. There is this YouTube channel that a lot of people won't even know that they're familiar with. It's called Radio WV. Is anybody familiar with this YouTube channel?
Never heard of it.
Well, this is a YouTube channel that puts out country music or American music. I guess it's not really country. It's got some folk and things, maybe a little rock. Mm-hmm. But they're all people generally playing their music in the woods. This guy happened to be at a venue there.
That's
the first
fun.
guy we played, but it was because it was America themed and it's Memorial Day's coming up. A lot of people would have seen this channel from Oliver Anthony.
There we go.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, okay. That guy blew up.
Whatever conspiracy that was. I'm not sure how that was orchestrated by the man, because it certainly wasn't anything original. People just found this because nobody cares about this channel. You'll notice all their other videos get, barely 10K views and things like that. Yeah. But they all look like Oliver Anthony. They're playing in the woods. Look at this big guy. Song's Memory.
I'll tell you who this is for. It's for dudes like me when I was working in a factory, telling me that you are working hard, buddy. Just keep on trucking.
Right.
You'll be okay.
And so
it makes you feel
keep
good.
paying taxes. Yeah. Don't kill yourself.
Well, they're not even that. It's saying, oh, what an insane world. We're still doing this stuff. It's all pretty unhinged, to be honest.
It is, but it's enough to make those factory workers feel free enough to where they don't actually go do anything, but they get that feeling out of them.
They go to work, they say, I know I'm being mistreated by the people above me, but the people on my level all respect me.
There you go. So why switch it up? So they're gonna stay doing what they're doing, and it's a good life. You can make $70,000 a year living that kind of life.
So I wanted to spend a little bit checking out this channel there, and I pulled a couple of the videos here in my prep package. We have a new prep package. I'm trying to cut down on tabs. This lady is named Gabrielle Hope, and this song's Me and You, and this is From My Nightmares.
Is that the name of the album?
Strap in. You won't expect this. Just wait, everybody. Gabrielle Hope. A little music this morning. Happy May 21st, everybody.
I'm excited.
That's a nightmare.
That was enough. You played 2 seconds. That was enough. That was enough for sure.
It's like a monster came out of her mouth. I was looking at her. She's a fine-looking woman. Easy on the eyes.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
and then
not easy on the ears. What is that sound?
She's a demon.
Excuse me.
That's not. Wow.
Is she speaking tongues?
Does she have a little mouse inside her that's
This is something that plays when you turn a corner in a very scary house and there's 2 twins sitting at the end of the hallway.
Of course.
Have you heard the tiptoes through the windows?
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
That's a very creepy song.
Very eerie, very horror movie vibe.
She probably listens to a music box in the shower.
Oh,
what a creep.
And Full Bush.
Anyway, Full Bush.
Full Bush for sure.
Full Bush. Yeah, that's immediately what we go to. Her pubic. We'll talk about her pubic hairs.
So. That's why she wears those long dresses.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude.
and it kind of puffs out right there.
She's got like
that's a little. This is the first 10 minutes of the show. It's a morning show. Everybody's waking up. They don't need to hear.
You're right.
They're busy looking at their own pubic hair.
We're early bush talk.
She does have that I escaped the Amish community on Rumspringa look to her, so that's good.
Let's see here. Just a little more Gabrielle Hope here in case your goosebumps haven't risen.
I'm your friend, it's me and you too. Lee and Tor are both so deaf we can't hear each other talk.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, look.
Yeah, I can only listen to that 1 second at a time
really
before I get too hard.
I don't hate it, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't hate it.
It makes me uncomfortable.
I'm not just going to listen to it on the regular, but like hearing it every once in a while gets that feeling. I like feeling all feelings. I like to experience all of it.
That's good.
Yeah. Not as much as you do.
Yeah, I love goosebumps. I love getting goosebumps.
A little bit. Just ooh.
I'm gonna hear that in my dreams, and that's. I'm gonna
you know what it
up.
reminds me of? Do you remember Noel Fisher in Maxwell's Big Day Off? Is that something like that?
Max Keeble's
Big
Day.
Mm-hmm.
Noel Fisher is in that movie. He's the bully.
Yeah, he's
and to prank him, they play that creepy child song on the other side of the lockers, and then they end up
with like the giant toad,
right? Because he was molested by the mascot to that song.
They don't say that. That's a little behind the scenes.
No, I mean it's pretty blatant. In fact, after Max Keebles gets him back, there's an awkward scene where he's in the therapist, and they have a whole scene where he's having to admit to this rape towards the end of the movie, and it's completely out. We're not going to see him for the rest of the movie. It makes no sense why they include this scene, but that is Noel Fisher. Max Keebles' Big Day Off.
I'll have to watch that when I get home just to see.
I want to check that out.
I was in the bathroom during that scene.
She has the same.
That is
gives me the same impression.
I was too busy getting molested by a giant toad during that scene, so.
Hey, I'm sorry about that.
She's watching Beelzebub.
You're
I'm over there.
I forgive you.
Horizon.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, Gabrielle Fisher, everybody.
Beautiful teeth.
Yeah.
Beautiful teeth.
And then I found one other person on this channel. This is actually the first person I found on this channel. Not that you could really tell because he looks like everybody you expect on this radio. What is it? Radio WV?
Been eating Burger King all day.
This is about all of them here.
I bet he's got a beautiful voice, though.
We'll take a listen. What's his name?
I don't doubt his talent.
No,
by
for
any
sure,
means.
dude. He's more talented than I am.
Nathan Bess, and the song is called Insane. Let's take a little listen. This is some nice morning music. Or elevator music, depending on how long you listen to it. Nathan Bess, everybody. Good morning. Happy May 21st. I always like to incorporate a little music in the show when I can.
I like it. I like the vibe.
This is a morning show.
Always racing, and the hearts are always breaking, and the love is always fading around here.
I mean, isn't it just like, oh, my town's falling apart music?
Yeah.
I'm from a small town, so this actually really gets me.
Really? It resonates with you?
It's nostalgic. It's
nice.
not that I like.
You drink some dirty water if you want nostalgia. Nathan Bess, everybody. Zach Hoyle's here to defend him. We do a good job at that. We always bring alternate perspectives on the show.
I don't want to just the mustache, the chop thing. Gotta go. We can't be. That's not your look, buddy.
That's beautiful, dude. It's beautiful.
He needs to add something or take something away a little bit.
We're all fans of mustaches here.
It looks like he grew a normal mustache and then ate somebody else's mustache and got some on his lips.
He does look like a human, like, fat cat.
Right. Garfield, everybody.
Garfield, everybody.
More than passive strangers, I was told.
For the record, I didn't start it over. This is his entire song.
Oh, it's the same.
It's the same. It sounds the same. You're really supposed to listen to his lyrics. You got to calm down, everybody, and listen to the lyrics.
In danger. Now I know that all of it was a lie.
He's got a tough profile, though. Stay straight on with the camera, Nathan.
Because that's one thing about the Whites. We're very serious about wordplay. All right, we're not going to get too fancy with all the music.
I'm sorry, I have to push back on this. You're saying the Whites are the people that are big on wordplay?
Well, come on, you got, like you said, you have to listen to these lyrics. You're going to miss it.
You know whose lyrics I listen to a lot of?
Who's that?
Kanye.
Well, Kanye's solid.
Yeah.
Kanye's
Big
I'm
Kanye
actually
fan?
a big fan of Kanye.
Yeah,
I like
same.
that.
I like everything he's doing.
I'm really pumped what he's been up to
Yeah,
lately.
I think Dan McCullough's the only person in my universe that isn't a fan of Kanye.
That's tough.
I love Kanye, dude.
I do like Kanye.
Not to out Dan McCullough here. I hope he's in the live chat. Anything happening in the live chat this
Dan
morning?
McCullough, you're freaking not racist, dude. Grow up.
Tiger Lily says
Good
hump
morning.
day, and then Merch Mouse says morning, boys.
Good morning,
Morning,
Merch
team.
Mouse.
Morning, Merch Mouse.
So that was a
And
little
Tiger Lily.
Radio WV. Good morning.
He's talking about silent danger in that song. It was like, what is that? Heart disease?
Memorial Day. That's probably true. That's pretty accurate. That's really what he's talking about. The silent killer in his town is diabetes.
I can't talk. I eat too much fast food.
It's bad, dude.
I love it. I'm addicted.
I had Panda last night.
We took a look at one end of America. I want to take a quick look at the other end of America.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank, I think these guys are equally, if not the most American people that we're going to see all day today. Besides Billy McNeely,
Besides
we're
the
going to get
people
into
in this room, too.
Yeah, fucking dude. My parents went to jail, dude. I'm fucking so
hell yeah.
American. The government ripped my family apart.
Yeah,
That's the most American thing you can have.
Is that right?
I think so. I mean, if your family gets fucked up and you're
Why don't
born
we
into
introduce you a little
turmoil-
bit? You've called in on the show a couple of times, and we showed
I make
you.
out with bald eagles. I'm so
Damn
American.
it, you
That's
did
pretty
beat
American.
me. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
super American,
That is
dude.
pretty good.
You
also-
shooting M16s in the air, dude?
Tell the audience about your tattoo.
What up?
Your tattoo. You have a very American tattoo.
The Punisher skull?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. I got it because I'm a fan of the Punisher.
the Punisher's sick.
Yeah.
It also looks like you're gonna raid
It's
the
weird
Capitol.
that it's weird that it's using a lot of pro cop stuff because it's the Punisher. Not a huge fan of cops. He killed so many of them in the books.
I mean-
So it's
I was a big fan of Blue Lines before too.
yeah. No,
By Pharrell
I'm
Williams?
still a fan.
Yeah, shout out to Pharrell Williams.
Interesting. Introduce yourself, Zach Hoyle. We've had you on the show before. We're going to listen to these Americans here. Why don't we take a quick listen? These are the Americans I wanted to show.
No, I love these guys.
They're pretty great. And they have about 300 subscribers and haven't posted in 3 years. So I wonder if they were a thing together and broke up. And that's kind of what
there's
happened.
been some controversy going on.
Because they really do. They're really impressed with each other's solos later. They give each other some eyes. And maybe they're just brothers.
Maybe,
Yeah.
But maybe they're more.
they're like the Beatles, kind of.
They look alike.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. It doesn't get more American than this. Does a little electric guitar.
I love it. They're crushing right now, and the song is very
It's easy on the ears.
4th of July, hanging out in the backyard, playing some beer pong.
Yeah.
I'm way into it.
This is the benefit of a prep package here.
It
Just
reminds
move
me
right
of
along.
like a drunk uncle arguing with his wife in the backyard.
Flipping a burger.
That's what I think of when I think
Right.
4th of July cookouts.
I listen to something like this. I say, this is what somebody on Wall Street has headphones in, and they're listening to this while they spend billions of dollars of other people's money.
And they're like, we're saving the world.
Speaking of, I wanted to get into this. Of course, I watched a few movies this week. In fact, I watched Dodgeball. That was fun. I watched Meet the Fockers. I
Great
watched
American movies.
Saving Silverman.
Solid movies.
Some classic
dude.
movies.
I like Saving Silverman. The first two tickled my pickle a little bit more, but I do like Saving.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
The first two
Silverman.
movies. I'm going to say Saving Silverman isn't a sequel. But I also watched The Big Short. It's pretty American.
The finance movie or whatever
Right.
about the collapse. That's a good. I
Right,
see
with Ben-
shorts of that all
No,
the
I
time.
haven't seen that one.
Steve
yet.
Carell and other people, the guy from The
Ryan
Hangover
Gosling.
and things. The Big Short, more like the big, long, stupid movie.
Not a
Has
fan,
anybody seen
David?
this? It goes on too long. They keep cutting away. I'm interested. They're explaining something pretty well, and then they say, well, why don't I stop explaining to this and send it over to some famous person with their tits out, and then they'll explain it poorly and make some comparison that actually makes no sense.
Seems like my type of movie.
It might. It's some people's cup of tea. It really
You
represented
had me
the
at
time
tits
that-
out.
It was very 2015.
That's why the YouTube Shorts movies, you know, the YouTube Shorts, they give you like part 1, 2, and 3 or whatever. They break that movie down. Much easier watch. You get all the big plot points back to back to back. It's good.
I've never said this. I might rather read a book.
No.
Oh.
I don't know the
Those
last
are some
book I
strong
read.
words, dude. Strong words.
There was some good scenes, though. I don't recommend The Big Short if anybody in the world hasn't seen it. Who hasn't seen it, though? I saw it when it first came out. I believe.
haven't seen
I
it.
didn't remember it at all. I didn't remember how much of a drag it was.
I don't like
Just the
watching
clips.
television and learning.
Uh,
I ended up watching it
Right.
like Bill Maher watches movies. So you know how Bill Maher watches movies? This is a fun fact about Bill Maher. Also, I say this at the grocery store all the time. People buy Zevia. the Kansas Zevia. I say, you know who loves this? Bill Maher. Talks about it all the
They
time.
put it back on the shelves.
Something. I'm a little
They're like,
uncomfortable
all right,
with
new
political.
rule.
Oh, that's very good. Bill Maher watches movies. This is a fun fact. He watches movies 20, 30 minutes at a time. He watches like a TV show. He watches it for 20 minutes. He pauses it. He comes back the next day. Every movie he watches, apparently. That's what he says.
To be an aristocrat, dude.
That's a weird way to watch a movie.
To be a single man at age 75, huh?
And just all the money in the world.
He is getting up there, isn't he?
He's pretty old. His skin is
Shout
not
out
looking
Bill
great.
Maher.
It's falling apart.
My dream is to go on Club Random and get drunker than Bill Maher.
Ooh.
By the end of the
That would be
episode, he's
tough.
usually pretty sauce.
Right, and he records them 2 at a time. By the way, I don't know if
Two
people
at
know
a
this about
time,
me.
I
I'm a
didn't
big
know that.
expert on Bill Maher. In fact, a couple of years ago, I went on WATP, the Who Are the Podcast show, which recently I have a bit of an issue with Carl these days. He had a slam against Color of the Day recently, just completely uncalled for. But the first time I went on that show, I brought a package of Bill Maher's Club Random. I even bought my Club Random bingo board. But Bill Maher records an hour episodes, usually with a serious subject, and then he'll have somebody just as serious for another immediate 2 hours after that. And they're waiting in a waiting room for half of his other podcast, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then they get in there, and Bill Maher's just hitting
Chopping it up.
tequilas, lighting blunts in front of sober people. It's fantastic.
This guy, he's awesome.
If anybody watches Club Random, I recommend you do. Anyway,
I can't wait till I'm 70 and think people give a shit that much about what I have to say. Like to be so into it, like where it's like, all right, now a 2 hour of me just in the pocket with this guy right now.
I apologize. Everybody who's not in the Discord, I will be in the Discord in about 20 seconds.
I can't wait to just get old and not give a shit.
It'll be nice.
It's happening already.
Oh, bad.
I just turned 37. It's happening, dude. It's happening.
I still care what people think about me. I'm gonna think about this podcast for the next 3 weeks, thinking
Really?
about what I fucked up on here.
Don't, man. You'll be
You can
fine.
watch it.
Yeah. You can watch it.
You don't even have to
Yeah,
think
you can
about
watch it and just agonize over it.
Here come the solos, everybody. I think. I hope I keep this in right.
The guy on the left is blind, right? I mean, obviously, that one eye is not doing any favors.
I think he's just in love with the music.
Lost in it.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Hump Day. We're joined by Zach Hoyle and Todd Basinger. For May 21st, it's a rainy day, of course, everybody can see. It's been rainy the last couple of days. Here we go. Key change. This is where they lose me, to be honest.
What? No, that was where I was getting
Yeah.
into it.
Reminds me of like playing video games
That's what I
in
was
my
thinking.
childhood.
Yeah, I was watching an anime right there.
Yeah.
I just want to see the solos. That's all I'm here for. And they have a camo guitar there.
I don't want to strong arm you into the rest of the clip, but
Can we see a solo?
it's an hour and 21 minutes. Oh no, that's your
this is my
package.
prep
I thought
That's
these
the
guys
prep
were
package, yeah.
just then they would be lovers. If you're playing guitar for an hour and a half straight with your buddy.
Oh, we
Yeah,
got to
you're
the
making
end of it
love to that.
here. Everybody
Sweet,
likes
sweet
a
love.
final note, I guess.
DC is so on it with what people want.
And My Chemical Bromance.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Those two. I think one of their names was San. I think we'll see it here if we just let it play to the end.
Oh,
That's Mike and Dross on the right.
Yeah, the guy on the left is blind for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
The one eye is gonzo.
That's dude, good friend. I mean,
Cannon Rock by Jerry C. Cover by Sang Adi and Agung.
nothing more American than that.
Anyway,
Marjorie Taylor Greene down there. Shout out to her.
I'm going to push back on that. I have something slightly more American.
Yeah.
I have Billy McNeely in his new video, Abduction on YouTube. That's what it's called.
It's kind of pretty American.
Abduction on YouTube by Billy
if you've been
McNeely.
abducted, you're fully in the algorithm.
No,
You're fully
for
down the
sure.
rabbit hole.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to get into that pretty soon here. 7:50 a.m. Eastern right now. I hope everybody's having a fine morning. I finished my coffee already. Todd Basinger has some coffee there. You have 3 drinks. You look like me.
Oh yeah.
I have
I
to have
actually
3
just
drinks.
finished my coffee too. So.
Oh, it's fantastic. I hope everybody else is enjoying their coffee this morning. What are you sipping on?
I have a triple shot Starbucks coffee.
Nice.
And so I'm pretty wired right now.
That's nice.
Hell yeah.
And I got the 6 milligrams in up top.
Oh, hell yeah.
Smoked about 7 1-hitters this morning, so I'm
Nice, dude. You're
dialed in right now.
you
dude.
are good
That's
to go,
where you're
brother.
peaking.
I'm very much peaked. It's a good feeling. I gotta
yeah.
shit my brains out, but I'm a professional. I'm gonna hold out till the end of the podcast.
Yep. And
So-
then do it at the gas station.
Yeah, the gas station for sure.
It's more of a show.
Well, and it's not too far from here. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So-
of course. No, not at all. In fact, I'll be stopping there on my way out of town to get gas.
Sick. I'm gonna get a breakfast sandwich somewhere. wherever they have.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, whatever one is around here.
Yeah.
What'd you tell me about Floodwater Comedy Festival? What happened this year?
Yeah,
it's run by Karen Sanchez, which we were going to watch a little of her, but she deleted her stand-up special off YouTube. I went to screen record the entire thing, and it was gone. All I have left of it, and I do have a clip. I'm not sure if I could pull it. I don't think I could pull it up right now, unfortunately. But it is. I have a great clip of her tripping over her stool during her stand-up special, and them not shooting it. Had no audience in it. It was the last scene. They could have just been like, "Hey, just walk on stage and walk off stage, and we'll just use that if you walking off the stage."
I'm sure she did that on purpose because that's hilarious.
To be a little quirky, you know what I mean?
For sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. She looked like it hurt.
She had a roast for her birthday not too long ago, and I hosted it. And
good for you.
It's the first
Oh,
time.
did you like my jokes?
The first time that I've seen people like go after her for the comedy special. It was fun to see in person.
They're not even funny. They say, "Oh, we don't like you." We really
that's what the roast.
Well, she's
is.
always been very kind to me. In fact, I was invited to that roast.
She's always been.
Yeah, I was invited too. I just couldn't make. I gave Vic a bunch of jokes.
Vic's no, I remember that dude. Shout out to Vic. That kid is.
He's very funny.
Very funny, dude.
Eastern Iowa comedian talk.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's like, "Can I use these? I got nothing for the roast." So we just figure it out.
He did.
Did he say everything I told him?
Oh
to say?
yeah. Well,
did he say, "Hey, what's up?"
He threw you under the bus a couple times.
That's fine.
Todd told me to say this.
Oh no, he was supposed to stay in character. It was very funny. I told him to say some wild stuff.
No, it was good. No, all of his stuff was good. And the cool thing about, not to get too insider baseball with the Eastern Iowa comedy, but what he does good is he kind of has that like racist white boy thing going on, but the Iowa City like college kids like him still, you know what I mean? He does,
Right.
he
Well,
does
he's their
great.
age.
And a lot of people...
He's a young
like an
kid.
edgy TikToker.
He's a young guy.
Yeah, but they like it. They're into it.
Hell yeah, dude. No, he's a very funny guy. He's very well written.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Karen, of course, just a lot of people ridicule her, and we should try to be kind about it because
Oh,
she's
she's always
recently
been-
divorced. She's going through a hard time.
She's always been nice to me. She's booked me.
Changed her last name. Maybe the special will come up and it will be her new last name, and that's all it is. She couldn't figure out how to change the title.
No, she deleted it.
The channel deleted it. In fact, it wasn't even on our channel. That's why I was so confident in finding it, because she had a production company put it up, and it was on their channel. But I know it was taken off, and another one of the specials that they recorded for some other Iowa City comedian had moved over to his YouTube channel.
Oh, right.
Logan Pratt.
Shout out
who I actually
Logan
very
Pratt.
much enjoy the company of. Anyway.
He was a very nice, kind guy.
Certainly. And Karen's always been good. She's been at the Floodwater, and she hasn't really given us a hard time, and we do harass some of the people she might be worried about.
Well, that's one thing about the comedy community around here is we're all into helping each other out.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we go out of our way to do.
But I'm going to miss Floodwater Comedy Festival this year. You know, it was one of the things.
You can go to Alternating Currents.
You'd go there.
In Davenport.
Well, we could switch it up. But one of the things I noticed about Floodwater that I really started to enjoy on the second year, and I think it was going to be the more on the third, we would be there, and we'd see people, we'd be doing an interview or something, or we'd be waiting for something to happen, or we'd be recording whatever, and somebody would turn the corner, and we'd recognize them, they'd recognize us, and the sign of relief on their face when they saw us and said, "Oh, thank goodness other people that I'd rather be spending time with are here."
Literally.
nice.
And then
That's awesome.
then we have this big group of people filming. It becomes a little difficult to actually do the project after a certain point because we have a group of 6 or 7 people there. It's a little more intimidating than just me and a cameraman.
Right.
But it might also give a little credibility to the situation too
Right,
if everybody's not goofing off. So it's kind of, and we are seeing what that was going to look like on our third year. So a lot of fun. We had a tradition. And that tradition is ruined.
Well,
Thank you to Lori Kilmartin.
Well, go to Davenport in August for.
She couldn't sell any tickets. They were, this woman that wrote for Tough Crowd, one of the female writers for Tough Crowd. Good luck selling tickets in 2025 in Iowa City.
More like a Lori Kill Festival.
Hey, if you're not Hope Sears, you have no idea. That's a great joke.
Shout out to her. They flew her in and everything.
Shout out Hope Sears.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, it must have been. Ubered by Karen at the airport.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously you have to do that.
So Floodwater's canceled. I will still Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I'm still going on a cruise in September. That's going to be exciting.
Nice,
We're going to
dude.
Mexico.
I'm going on a cruise in January. A couple cruise boys.
Right.
A couple
I'm
cruise
going on
boys.
a burn cruise after work tonight.
Very funny.
How many days?
5 days.
5 days? Nice.
We're going to do a lot just for the show.
No, it ain't.
We'll see.
You're joking.
That's the plan.
No.
Yeah.
Give me a ticket.
David never takes a vacation, man. David's
bring it
always
for the show.
out grinding and working.
And we have our staff fishing trip there coming up in August, too. So I'm looking forward to all those things. But why don't we get into a little Billy McNeely this morning? This is a video that he has called Abduction on YouTube. Oh, it's very quiet, too. So hopefully I can fix that on the fly. Oh, I get it. Abduction on YouTube. This prep package is... There we go. Bows to the camera.
Welcome to my new crime acting video, Abduction. In this video, I play a guy who goes undercover to stomp a guy he hears about is suspected of kidnapping and hurting very, very young children.
That kind of abduction.
You look like he looks like
Suspects he knows who did it, and he has to stop him before he does anything.
Currently in the basement.
My character's name?
I always pictured him on the second floor.
Jason.
He does seem... Parents' floor on the first floor, kids in the basement.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
He's got a I'm going to try to shoot a president type vibe to him.
And miss.
Yeah.
You turn the local news, see what they say.
So here we go. He's acting. I kind of missed the plot line there, but somebody's abducted and he's going to save him. I assume that's what it is. There was one part that I really liked here. Give me one moment.
I like that part.
Hell yeah.
Jason.
Oh, yeah. My character... This is my favorite part.
Will be Jason.
My name will be Jason. That's the name of the character. I didn't realize there was a 10-second pause in between that sentence, so I couldn't really get the timeline.
We're seeing autism hard at work here.
Is that what it is?
I'm sure.
You want with that forehead, he's 100% autistic.
He looks like he's got patriotism too.
Oh, that's very funny.
Patriotism might be one of an all time.
Yeah.
I thought he was just disciplined. Oh, I didn't realize there was a costume
Oh,
change.
hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
We're going to skip forward
Hell
a couple
yeah.
of minutes and get into the first confrontation.
The West Virginia sweatshirt.
And then the Indians
The
hat.
Indians, not even the Guardians hat, the Indians hat.
He's dressed like Ray DeVito.
Shout out, Ray.
Shout out, Ray.
Speak up, Billy.
Oh, no. I was just reading a book and just relaxing.
Here we go.
I ain't gonna hurt you, don't worry.
I'm worried he's gonna abduct me, dude. Or like I would.
I don't know why in all of these characters he plays, people interpret him as a threat. And it is like, this is your imagination, Billy. You can be seen less threatening.
Well, DC, I don't know if you noticed, he does have a punching bag right there, so he's been training a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's been.
That's true.
He's been waiting for this moment for all of his life.
The punching bag lends to the basement theory.
That's a good point. So you think he's in the basement now?
He's definitely. He doesn't live alone.
No, well, no, he has guardians for sure.
You hear how slow he talks?
He can't
doesn't
drive.
live alone.
There's no way he can drive.
In the background, you hear Ray.
He can
Would you like
drive.
some macaroni and cheese?
Ray.
His name's Billy.
Hey.
Oh yeah,
Billy, whatever.
Well, actually, it's
Right
Jason
there.
right now.
I just made up a
Oh,
Jason
right, Jason.
Statham, dude. Look at
I know
this.
who you are, David.
Oh, wait. Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Hold on.
Whoa.
Memories.
When I pre-recorded this, I actually... Is he coming after me?
I
He
think
might.
so. Do we have an enemy?
Wait, dude. Let's rewind a little bit.
All right. What the heck was that, Billy?
He's.
I know who you are, David. Remember, it's me, Jason.
Do I know a Jason?
Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne.
Wait, is he talking about Jason Love, my favorite cruise comedian?
I thought Jason Love was the big black porn star.
Jason Love is my favorite cruise comedian, and actually this is very funny, I was talking with friend of the show, Jameson Cox, who we're going to look at a little today.
Shout out Jameson Cox.
Jameson Cox, he was on a roast battle in Chicago, and I wanted to play
Nice.
that. It's not his best showing, but it wasn't the other guys either.
Yeah.
That
I have
roast
an opinion
battle
on that.
Chicago is not holding up since Matt Bandwart moved.
Do you
I'll
think
say
so?
that much.
Yeah.
That Billy guy, that other Billy, Brian, whatever his name, not holding up. But Jameson
I
Cox,
don't know. I think the host does a good job. Every episode I've watched.
Jameson
at
Cox,
least.
the host is very good, but the judges, not my cup of tea.
Same.
Yep.
Jameson Cox, Jason Love. Jameson Cox makes Instagram clips for comedians all around the country. He
cool.
reached out to Jason Love, and Jason Love responded, would you add in laughs? Do you edit in laughs?
Oh, fuck.
And Jameson never responded, but he did offer to send me the DMs. Has not happened yet, but he could get me those DMs by next show if there's any contest in the chat about that. We could confirm that. But Jason Love, Is this Jason Love, my favorite cruise comedian, coming after me?
Because he knows you're on Jameson Cox's
Also,
side.
it
Is that
wasn't
the
me.
cruise comedian that got like canceled for saying the N-word?
No, he's very laid back. He's very good.
Okay. I thought I didn't know.
Jason
if you were,
Love, he plays music. He's a musical
I
comedian.
didn't know if you were being facetious
As
or
he
not.
should be on a cruise, I suppose.
Right. Fits the vibe.
Anyway. Jason versus me.
I gotta see where he calls you out.
This is crazy behavior.
I know who you are, David.
I already heard what you did on the news, and it's been on social media.
I did get fired.
You ain't gonna hurt no more kids. Not on my watch.
That was Todd Basinger.
The other Todd Basinger.
Too late. The police are already out looking for you. I'm gonna kick your butt. You want a piece of me? Come on.
Uh-oh. Oh.
That was a Power Ranger move.
Kia! Uh-oh. He's got a knife.
I do carry a knife.
This guy's intimidating.
Nowhere. Kia! Kia! Kia!
What's he holding right there?
I think that was a knife block.
I think it's pretend person.
This is what we're really here for, his karate. Although this used to be more instructional. Now he's just doing...
Kia! 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 Kia!
He's getting a workout in. He's getting
Hell of a car salesman.
Yeah.
Kia.
He's slashing price.
So now this does go on for another
Hey, officers.
6 minutes.
We gotta find the part where he called you out.
Let's just watch all of this for the rest of the
I
show.
think he's already beaten me up. He's calling the cops, which he
He was
does.
whooping your ass.
Which is one thing we also don't agree on. I'm very pro cop. I understand the need for him, but generally when it comes up, I might be more perceived as anti-cop.
Yeah.
So now he's calling the cops on me.
Well,
can't
after he's beaten you within an inch of your life.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you get to the hospital.
I just want to see the conclusion,
so you
Billy.
can face justice.
Watch out, David, he says.
God, dude, that guy is a honk.
Cops in my area kidnapping and hurting kids. That was on the news and social media.
Yo,
Yes, I know it.
he hurts kids though.
This guy looks like he hurts kids.
I'm just waiting. I want him to say so much, and his name is David Collins.
that would be into the intro immediately.
Is that what's the clan that the Ninja Turtles fight?
The Foot Clan.
Is that the brand on his shirt?
That's West Virginia.
I
The
see.
Mountaineers,
Yeah.
which are the foot people.
Are they?
Probably.
They're
The extra foot people.
the West Virginia Dan Schneiders.
Billy McNeely, everybody.
Shout out to Billy. We love Billy.
He's a little hard to hear today. Billy, can we get you a Bluetooth microphone?
We should get him on the show.
I think we could actually, from that clip, use AI and get him to say, it's David Collins.
Yeah, he could be the new intro.
He certainly could.
It'd be the new intro.
We have the original. If he wasn't so quiet, I would add that to the
Be
intro.
like, welcome
but
to Drive
The
Time.
David part.
getting the audio levels mixed up with every other asset on
You're
that
right.
intro would be such a nightmare.
You'd
Like,
have
welcome to
crank
Drive
him.
Time. Kia.
Oh my gosh. Billy McNeely, how good was that?
He's a treat, dude. He is a treat.
Good morning, everybody. Now, the sun will not be coming up this morning, but I will still pull a Pirate Stew video, I believe. I think there was one that was just posted 22 hours ago. That's right. And it's called, Should You Get a Stair Lift? I have a tickle in my throat. Excuse me. It didn't go away.
Is your throat ticklish?
Hit it again.
I'm all right. I only get one of those every 10 minutes, I think.
In the contract.
Pirate Stew, everybody. Now, it is a rainy day, but we're still going to start the day with an uplifting video. What time is it? Anything going on in the live chat? It's about 8:03 a.m. Eastern.
Right, we got... Draft says, I hate Carl, but I heart David Collins.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Geisha.
You should watch him. Have you seen when Carl was on David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show? We did go to Rochester and interviewed him, and a lot of people of all perspectives enjoyed that episode.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't know if I know that.
Geisha Mouthopi says, happy day, everybody.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
D3C1MU55. Did you guys see Rico's win at Grandview? Pretty good. Draft says, can we get some breakfast restaurant recommendations?
Nothing in Dubuque, I'd say that much.
Nah.
Nothing's
Sunshine.
worth. It's fine.
I like sunshine.
It's the best thing in Dubuque. That means nothing.
I will say,
I spend a lot of time in Cedar Rapids. You get a lot of better options. You get a lot of breakfast options.
I'm from Cedar Rapids. I do have one breakfast spot recommendation. It's over in that part of town. You know what I mean? I'm not going to label it, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
It's next to the fire station that has a big 420 painted on the wall.
Yeah, pretty.
That's how you know the food's good.
Actually, well, if you're from Cedar Rapids, you'll recognize this place, Jim's Foods, which is like a gas station / convenience store.
You know, I happened to be in Iowa during the DeRate show.
Really? Shout out to
exactly
I was
right.
Not. I
Years ago,
my community.
I happened to be in Cedar Rapids for that time. My mother was, of course, in Iowa City at the time, so I was spending time around the area. But I had to go to that gas station to buy cigarettes because my vape had died and the power was out in that town for a week.
And you need nicotine.
So they had people, they had a line outside and they had people with flashlights escorting people one at a time in to go purchase whatever they needed in the store, mostly cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Boy, were they hiking up those prices.
Oh, they were price gouging.
There was some real...
It's the end of the world. Everybody stock up on cigarettes.
But they were the only thing open. They were the only store willing to take people in with flashlights.
McHale's.
So Jim's Foods, they have good breakfast.
No. Down the street from Jim's Foods. Jim's Foods will give you an indicator of what part of town.
Michael's.
It's in McHale's. There's an old Greek. There's an old Greek woman who's the waitress. Her name's Afifi. I promise
God,
you.
she sounds great.
Ask for a large chocolate.
Isn't Afifi, Afifi is something you use in prison. It's a...
Oh, okay. It's like a pocket...
You can say
fornication device.
Yeah.
I'll just say pocket fornication device.
You get a couple sponges, a latex glove.
Yeah.
It's a self-gratification tool.
Yeah.
A self-gratification tool. There you go. That's a better way to say it.
She was satisfying me every morning.
Wow. Oh, yeah. With a big old sausage.
I'm more of a biscuits and gravy kind of guy.
I'd scramble her eggs.
Thanks so much for the question. As long as we're talking Cedar Rapids, I'll say the Highway whatever diner.
Oh.
Highway something diner.
You're stumping me. I'm a Cedar Rapids native. Highway diner.
Highway 61, Highway 50, whatever the highway is. Diner. It's, I can't describe it. I don't know what to say.
We'll put a thumbtack in that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I love a good breakfast. You want to get me distracted? Talk about breakfast destinations.
I got a hankering for some breakfast now.
Anywhere, if you find a Bluebird Cafe, those are very reliable in any area I found.
I do like a Bluebird. Is there one in Des Moines?
There's one in Iowa City.
Iowa City, that's right.
Is that a chain?
It is.
Is it?
I believe so.
Because I've eaten there.
They're all over the country.
Food's delicious.
Red Roof Diner, never been.
I've never been to a Red Roof.
Anyway, I've heard of Red Roof.
I'm actually a big sucker for Perkins, but I don't want to. That would probably let a lot of people down.
I love
half
their
price
pie.
apps past 9 o'clock. What are you talking about?
I
is
was
that
there
for
recently.
real?
Yeah.
I changed my opinion on this Perkins. It does not hold up.
We used to have
too expensive.
We used to have a 24-hour Perkins here in town.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Look what COVID took away from us.
Yeah.
There's still one in Cedar Rapids. Shout out 33rd Street Perkins.
That's 24 hours?
24 hours. Back when I was in a multi-level marketing call, we used to have business meetings late at night there.
Yeah, that's dope. Mm-hmm. I like a good 24-hour diner.
Where you can just talk about taking over the world.
You take 33rd all the way to the grocery store there, past the Sinclair and near the Casey's, that grocery store. That's where that Highway Diner is. Highway 61.
Really? I've never been
That's
over
where
there.
it was. Keeping it local there. A little Cedar Rapids talk this morning. I'm a big fan of these Iowa streets. Don't get me started on Dubuque here. I've learned a lot about I don't even remember. You know, it's funny. You spend a few years somewhere else. I don't even remember half the streets in Kansas there.
Oh, yeah. No, I couldn't tell you nothing in North Carolina.
I remember some of the streets. I think if somebody quizzed me on how to get to Turtle Creek Lake, then maybe I could get some of those roads. But it's a little tricky now. You've been so far away.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, good morning, everybody. We're going to start the day with an uplifting video. Pirate Stew's Bootiful Joke of the Day.
This guy looks scary.
So, some of you know I live in a house with stairs, and I've had a knee surgery and getting a little bit older, so I had a stair lift put in. And I got to tell you, it's driving me up the wall.
There's
very good.
No way.
I was a little distracted by you said that some of you know. Nobody knows this about you, Pirate Stew. This is very personal.
I sit here and will not upload any content to the internet because I agonize over how stupid I think I'm going to be the next day.
You know how many times he watches it? He does it in front of a green screen. He picks a new image every video. He's rewatching these.
19 seconds, just every day throwing a clip up. I really look up to this guy.
He's Bootiful Joke of the Day.
Look at that.
Robert
And
Wallace
he
was
does
every day.
it for the dozens of views.
That was joke.
That's he's really he's a master of his craft.
That joke number was 2,985.
Good for him.
I thought he was going to play up the pirate thing more. He calls himself a pirate. He's got a beard.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Maybe he's doing some stuff behind the scenes that we don't know.
Maybe
It's like a pirate radio thing. It's his joke telling.
Maybe it's a peg leg thing. He has a peg leg. That's why he needs to be brought up the stairs.
He's a pirate because he's stealing jokes.
That's
Okay.
That's exactly right. He did admit to us that he is a joke thief here. Let's see if I can pull up this comment very quickly.
He's not a professional
Other
comedian.
comments
or anything,
here.
so
Where
it's
are
fine.
you? Pirate Stew.
It's okay to tell a nice street joke.
Oh, we get a lot of comments here. I appreciate everybody who we're running into in the comments. Oh, did he delete his comments? Am I not finding it? All right, give it a few more moments here. Pirate Stew, where are you?
Right
there we
there.
go. Pirate Stew
just
commented. He said, "Glad to see you found my channel, although two of you don't seem to be either sober or coherent. But hey, adolescence will do that to a person." And we talked about this the week after
passive
it
aggressiveness.
happened.
I love it, dude. Fuck yeah, pirates, dude.
I like a villain.
Yeah.
And I told him we enjoy your channel, blah, blah, blah. I told him I'm a big fan. He says, "Oh, I'm no writer. I just tell him."
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, man.
So that's where the pirate comes from.
He's just a dad telling dad jokes.
You should get a joke thief lawyer. But let's look at this. Should I get a injury lawyer? Pirate Stew. One more beautiful joke of the day. An uplifting sunrise. Maybe we'll bring the sun up this morning.
So the other day, I got hit in the head by a book. And I only have myself to blame.
He's reading it off the screen. At least, no, I'm not. I won't.
Yeah.
I won't.
No, you got to give it.
I don't clap for a lot of the local open micers. You know what I mean? When I don't see the effort there.
Oh,
And
okay.
this guy's reading off the screen,
So you're a
brother.
prude.
You got to really.
You got to really bring it your
Start the
first
fire.
7 times on stage for Zach Hoyle to recognize you.
Or else I just can't relate. You know what I mean?
I have a pointer, everybody. I'm not sure if anybody noticed this. About 4 weeks ago, I brought these in the studio, but they're for blind people. They're little tappers.
Yeah?
I found them at a Dabin store.
Dabin.
And I happened to
Shout out
pick
to
them up, so I
Dabin.
just had these sitting around, but I just wanted to mention them real quick. They jiggle a little bit. I think that's so blind people can hear where they're tapping.
Yeah.
And you got 2 of them.
They're really long. Right.
Yeah.
There was it came 2 in a package.
Wow.
Brand new.
Yeah.
$8. I think that was a good deal.
They're more weapons.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping.
It's
I
for
thought they
blind people to assault people.
Right. I thought they were like that British cop.
It's a blind. It's where it's like when blind people want to do karate.
That's literally what it looked like. One of those.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm into it.
You're
Hell
thinking
yeah.
of Daredevil.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm. And I bet that blind guitar player from earlier
Yeah,
could play
no,
him.
for sure. He's definitely.
Are you sure he's blind?
Yeah.
There's no way. Yeah, the one eye's gone. The one
Yeah.
eye, the left eye is gone.
I see.
Yeah, I don't know. His eyes are doing a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, his eyes are doing a thing. All right.
There was a bit more of this Billy McNeely video. It seems like at least a couple minutes. I guess it looks like he's riding a motor. Here, I'll show the audience here. I guess he's riding a motorcycle victoriously away from the scene there.
He was just kind of losing himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
oh,
dude,
here we
he's just
go.
losing himself in the moment. Good for him.
So this is really all I wanted to talk about for the last 3 days. I'll be honest.
I'm sure we'll talk about it for the next half hour of the show.
It's a 30-minute video. We could spend 2 hours. We could every minute. Reflect because I've been following this man Nathan IN8K. IN8K. He changed his name recently, but I still know him as his original name. He's a bit of a whack, but he was streaming Grand Theft Auto. There's a great line in this. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find it because it's a great line. He says he's talking about how evil governments are, and he says, I'm guilty. I go online and I kill people virtually, but I would never do that physically. That's great. He says if you want to go get high in real life and then get on Grand Theft Auto and smoke a bong and get high in Grand Theft Auto, and then you want to get in a plane and kill a bunch of people. That's cool. If you want to be a triple high murderer, that's cool. I said, this guy's a genius.
The videos I have seen are pretty entertaining.
But he was streaming forever. It's 13 hours a day. He doesn't sleep. He
Wow.
smokes a lot of weed. He's manic.
He lives in the
he
woods.
posts these rants. But he's been offline for 6 weeks, and he's becoming lucid. And he's just living in the woods. And this live stream, he's still live streaming occasionally. Usually they're only 60 seconds. This is the perfect 30-minute live stream. First thing in the morning from his tent, you get to see him put on the hijab that he's been wearing around town for some reason. It's very strange, but I'm so excited for this IN8K, so I just want everybody to take it in here.
He's Muslim now.
So you're saying this is him coming out of the episode?
No, he's very much in it.
Very much okay.
Very
But
much
he's in a new environment. He's adapted to and hasn't changed him at all. He's just adapted to the new environment of living in a tent in the woods, opposed to streaming 14 hours a day for 3 years. He'll tell you the date. I don't think it's 3 years. I think it's. I could probably tell you the date. I think it's July or May of 2022. He knows the date. He'll tell you here. IN8K, everybody. I'm so happy. I have such a history with this man now. He has accounts. He's blocked 3 of my accounts because I was a fan. Look at his smile,
David
everybody.
ruffles some feathers for sure.
If that guy sees the initials DC in a username, it's just an instant block now.
David ruffles feathers. For
He
sure.
likes one of my favorite pieces of content that he does is, and I think he might have stopped this recently, of course, given his new circumstance. But every week or two, he would go and spend 20 minutes following every Nathan that he could on a different or the same social media. So he's on all of his social medias. He's followed probably tens of thousands of Nathans, and that's what he likes to do. And Nates and.
What's his name?
Nathan.
Nathan. Okay. I'm just making sure.
IN8K. That's what it stands for.
When I was 13, I followed the other Zach Hoyles on Twitter.
I don't follow the other Ted Basinger anymore.
Right, you learned a lesson with that.
Yeah, he's quite
There are a lot of Facebook groups, I guess, with the same name.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the visualization. Still being sound tortured 32 months later since October 2022.
What's sound
And
torture?
in midst of me being sound tortured, Robert Card committed a mass shooting in the same locality, Lewiston, Maine. Keep allowing it, watch what happens. This is a global network, and
I have a now deleted video saved on my hard drive where he's freaking out. He's going around the trailer. He shows his mom and yells at her. It's a little inappropriate. I see why it was deleted.
Yeah.
But he at one point he's yelling at the camera and he says, "I keep telling these people, keep messing with me. Watch what happens. Keep messing with me. Watch what happens. Keep messing with me. Watch what happens." Nothing ever happens.
Nothing. He ain't doing nothing.
But it's like
He's all talk, no action.
But
huh?
it's the world in his head.
He doesn't understand that he says, "Watch what happens." He thinks that karmically, watch what happens. He's not thinking, watch what happens as if I'm going to get involved.
Right,
So he's
right.
frustrated. He's throwing his head in the air.
That's
He
fair.
says, but he says, I keep saying, keep messing with me. Watch what happens. Keep messing with me. Watch what happens. Keep messing with me. Watch what happens. Nothing ever happens. It's like, this guy's just going off his rocker.
Eventually,
It's a
gonna,
great clip.
Eventually, he's gonna like blow up a child care center.
I have a video where the cops arrive at his home and he's recording the cops. He's doing his own First Amendment audit on the cops.
There's no way this doesn't end with this guy becoming a martyr. In some
for sure.
capacity.
Yeah. He's gonna blow up a government building for sure.
You're going to see in this video that if he was in Dubuque, he'd be getting a lot of support on Facebook from Ryan Dees and Austin Goodman and these other same characters that we've kind of followed there. It's amazing. I see videos like IN8K here, and I think how amazing that we were so close to that Austin Goodman scenario.
Yeah, we were fairly close.
What's your name? Where are you calling from? Or was that me disconnect?
Hey, what up?
Oh, good morning, Matt Ferry. Is Matt
up,
Ferry,
Matthew?
everybody?
Matt.
We're just getting into some
Maddie,
IN8K.
it's good to hear your voice, buddy.
Hey, you too. I turned on drive time. I just keep hearing David Collins saying, "Keep watching, see what happens. Do something, see what happens."
Oh yeah. Oh, David's talking
What are
about
we
murdering
doing?
people.
Manifesto.
All right. Well, we're talking about the same person. You know, I actually was watching this yesterday morning, and I excitedly was texting Matt Ferry. He called me, and I talked about IN8K for 20 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's fun.
He's up to something.
I texted him. Matt called me. He said, "Are you okay?"
Murder.
To be fair, an 8K has not said anything that I disagree with. I'm still on his side as of this part of the video.
Yeah, no,
That is true. You two could get along.
Yeah.
If he didn't think you were a cop.
Brother,
If I didn't know
been
any
where
better,
he's been. I've done
yeah.
the long hair. I've been where this guy's been.
Yeah.
I know what he's thinking
If I
about.
didn't know any better, I'd say this is just you from like 2 years ago.
Literally,
Yeah.
it almost freaks me out. I watched a little bit of this video yesterday, and I'm like, well, I'm glad I got out of this loophole.
It's like, this guy's making too much sense. This guy's making way too much sense.
I wish I had a camera
Zach,
angle.
are you a time traveler?
Well, I can't disclose here nor there.
All right.
I am your father.
Oh, hell yeah.
Matt Ferry's like 60.
Fuck, all right.
I know, but I time traveled to have sex with his mother and become his father. I'm just kidding.
He
I
put a
would never
reverse
say that about your
Benjamin
mom.
Button curse on me.
What do you think?
How are you doing, Matt Ferry? Did you? Oh, so you just tuned into the show. Did you catch any of our Memorial Day celebration? How are you celebrating Memorial Day this week?
I'll probably sleep until about noon and then not do shit. But
That's nice. You deserve
being a
it.
nice day.
Now
For
that
the
they've
troops.
canceled veteran, I heard Trump gave Veterans Day to Mexico or something like that. Did you hear this?
I don't think that's
So
the
there's no
case.
more Veterans Day, and now, so do you have to?
Yeah,
do you have to celebrate on Memorial Day now?
Veterans?
Did you hear about the story? What was that?
Dia de los Veteranos.
He changed it to
Right.
like Applebee's presents Super Soldier Day or something like that. I
He
think
traded
that's
I think what it was, he traded Veterans Day for Gulf of America. He's like,
yeah,
even swap.
yeah,
All right,
even
guys.
swap.
Oh, that's fair.
That is a fair one. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Matt, you really wanted the Gulf of America, didn't you?
Yeah, I signed a petition.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, bud.
It was the one thing he did that I actually got excited about. I'm like, all right.
I knew Matt was a true patriot.
You've seen his calf.
No, I'm just on my way to work. I can't be on long. I gotta get ready. and
Oh,
get,
that's perfect. Well, I'm so excited for this IN8K, but it's great to hear your voice. Where have you been working recently? What's the deal with that? Are you do you have a long commute to your job now that you've moved 3 hours away?
Some days today I gotta drive up to Waterloo, so it's about 2 hours away.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Gotta drive up there, drive back.
You know, I'll actually be
Yes,
performing
yes,
in
yes,
Waterloo June 20th at the Loft.
The Loft
What's
is a
June
fun
20th?
room.
I'll be opening for Tyler Meyerhoff and whoever he brings.
He's
very
gonna bring
cool.
bed
Tyler
bugs.
Oh, you're right. He's still on my phone as Meyerhoff.
Oh, just
Tyler Wayne.
Changed his name. He goes by Tyler Wayne now.
I did see that. He's a Texan.
He's
Which I can
probably-
understand. I just
yeah.
hope he doesn't change that first name.
Probably trying to avoid paying taxes.
Little insider here, but not a lot of people know this.
Juan Wayne.
Our boy just moved to Des Moines. I think this show knows that. Matt Ferry moved to Des Moines. I'm
Yeah.
also moving to Des Moines. All right.
yeah,
So
right.
be on the lookout for a little bit of me and Matt Ferry maybe trying to do some stuff together.
We talked
Sweet.
about that on Rogue's birthday. We asked if you were going to be roommates.
Yeah, well, no, I could not do that. I've been 3 years married with a roommate, and I can't keep playing that card.
Screw that.
Oh, do you want to be a third situation? Do you want to be like a sitcom Matt Ferry and move in with Zach Hoyle and his wife? It's an Asian wife too. This would be a great show.
yeah.
I know. I was wondering about this calendar. I thought I'm like this. They just hung this up today because I got here.
Oh, the Chinese calendar, Matt. He's noticing the Chinese calendar now.
Yeah, do you understand any of those symbols?
No, I can only read. I can read Korean. I don't know what any of it means, but I can read it. Maybe we can test my knowledge of that later.
Well, we don't have
I'm a
enough
slow
time.
Pretty sure
reader.
there's like less days on it.
Well, it's great to hear your voice, Matt. What would you think about that? I'd like to start that project. What if I could orchestrate that and film it, like a little reality show where we have Matt Ferry live with you and your wife?
I don't know. My
not
wife
even
is
on
very
it.
quiet. Matt's not the most chatty guy in the world.
No, not at all.
A Three's Company situation.
Now let's step it up a notch. Let's have you. I have a small space in Dubuque. It's a studio apartment. Let's move all three of you into that.
I think my wife might leave me, but me and Matt, I see very high potential for us,
He's
and
tall
where we
guy.
could go with the career. So I might have to hitch my.
Have you ever hugged Matt Ferry? He's a big guy. I gave him a hug once, and I was like, "Whoa! I've never given a guy this big a hug."
He's like made of wood or something. He's like a little sturdier than the rest.
Oh, he's just built like a fucking ox, dude.
Well, Matt Ferry talked this morning.
He's the security of the comedy scene.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
The only way to entertain the living with Zach is if David Collins is our next door neighbor, like Kramer.
Oh, he
that's
just
the only thing
burst
I do.
in like color of the day.
And it would just be as amazing if you said the N word.
All right.
I'm a big fan of that.
Michael Richards said his color of the day once.
That's come to the law. Yeah. Well, hey, I gotta get going. I just got to work, so
Boy, what a
hey,
great
have a good
day.
one, guys.
Thanks so much for
Good hearing
calling
you guys'
on your
voice as
drive
well.
to work. See how
man.
easy
Have a
it
great
is,
day,
everybody.
dude.
You can be like Matt Ferry and give us a call and say, hey, I'm on my way to work this morning. Are you enjoying it? We didn't even get to ask Matt if he was enjoying his coffee. Let's get back into this IN8K, though.
Reporting this to a global network for 32 months now.
Say 3 years.
So for the audio listeners, he does have a joint in his hand. It's very large.
Big old joint.
Skip forward a little bit here. He's thinking.
Unlit so far. He's just waving it around.
One of the first points I want to get across in this, besides exactly what he says, I want everybody to notice he hasn't smoked this joint and he's really going off. His attitude changes as he's smoking the joint. He really does calm down, which I enjoyed.
32 months later, or so, since October 2022, still happening.
He's got to step outside his tent. He's just thinking about it.
October 2022. Haha, 9/11.
That's his thing. Also, he does play a lot of this music in the background. This is actually what's going to be an issue with this video. In the prep package, it warned me. It said, "Be careful. We will do damage to you."
That is a bat. He is smoking on a bat. I'll give that to him.
He plays his rap music.
He's smoking in the tent. Nice. That's
hotbox in the tent.
That is brave. That is brave.
His hair's very greasy, which shouldn't be a surprise.
Well,
to
he's
the audio
living in a
listeners.
tent.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
he's showering in a creek somewhere nearby, probably.
I mean, dry shampoo's $3 at the grocery store.
Towards the end of this video, he tells somebody, "I'm going to need a ride to get more weed." So I think he's living in some sort of commune right now. He doesn't seem to be alone in the woods, which was what I assumed. All right, he's playing a little music here. We're going to skip ahead past the music. He's smoking. This is what I didn't want to miss, though. So right now we're watching him put on the headgear. Since I've been talking about him on the show, he's been out and about. When I brought everybody, I said, he's offline. He's out in the world. He's been wearing this headgear. So it was fun to see. It does just put on. It is just a gator, it seems like. It's pretty easy to drop on there.
Making cashiers at gas stations very uncomfortable every time he walks in.
As he's still smoking his joint, he wears a slick pair of sunglasses.
He's dressed like he's about to steal some natural honey.
Here's the thing. I'm friends with dudes on Snapchat who are exactly like this guy. I mean, they do the rants.
For sure. I know.
Not the goggles. Okay, so this guy is...
He's just moving his stuff.
He's an EDM festival dropout. He went, he did a bunch of drugs one night. He found the truth.
You think he's old enough for that?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I think he went crazy years before he had that opportunity.
For sure, but he made his way. That's you only get those goggles at an EDM festival.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the little booths they have set up or whatever.
Last October,
$20.
Last December, I went to a circus. A shout out to Hack Ride Studios, Casey Day. Hack Ride, when he did live appearances, he would have a mask that was very much. I saw that mask being sold at a circus.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's all corporate these days.
Yeah, this guy's dressed like a Call of Duty character.
You can't even play some obscure character anymore. Everyone's got the same outfit.
He's more of a Grand Theft Auto guy.
Grand Theft Auto, yeah, I can see that.
More like Saints Row. He played Saints Row.
This guy's a fucking human creative player.
We get the...
Yeah, from a 12-year-old who just added all the features that you can add.
So he's going to step outside the tent here and continue his rant.
I've been entrapped by my mom and dad.
Oh,
and the government's overseeing it all, right? The government's allowing it and overseeing it all, huh?
Yeah, mom and dad took away my allowance, so now I'm getting back at the man.
He's playing this copyrighted music during his videos. He's getting back at everybody.
The government said that the people who birthed you had to raise you.
Yeah.
This is
back to the point of this whole live stream. This is...
Oh, back to the point of... that's actually a very funny line,
this
I thought.
strain right here.
So he says, back to the point of my live stream. This strain right here...
is sour diesel crossed with BX3. And I got it from Sinsemilla. How do you say it? Or Since E. Milla.
So you can already see just a few hits. He's really starting to calm down here. The joint's doing the work.
Maine.
Calm down. He's high.
It's off of Main Street.
Of course.
I can't remember the name of the
none
street,
of that. That's kind of gone. He's worked that out of it.
That's what
Take
I say.
a right on Main Street.
You know what? 9/11 was
or
comedy.
left, depending on where you're coming from. If you're going up Main Street, take right. If you're going down Main Street,
He's keeping it local.
Main Street.
He's in Haywood? No, Billy McNeely's in Haywood. No, he's in Haywood.
Haywood what? Jablomi?
Which one's in Haywood? This guy's in Maine. I think Billy McNeely was in Haywood.
Oh, okay.
I try to locate all these people.
No, that's good that you know where these people are at because
Karate legend Billy.
A lot of people thought that he was a Florida man.
You know who I thought when I saw him first? I thought it was Travis Coltrane. Shout out to Travis Coltrane, Iowa City local. He looks identical to him.
You keyed him in.
It is Travis Coltrane.
This is a very Iowa City comedian show today. I hope they're all watching.
Yeah, we gotta keep it local. We gotta give the locals a shout out.
I have very few listeners in Iowa City. Oh, my mother's the only one.
Or talk to myself. And they've been doing this to me nonstop
Oh,
for
let's
32
hear
months
him out
since
here. We
October
did miss a
2022.
little bit.
And while they were doing it to me, Robert unmaintained exhaust. There's literally people following me around with vehicles. Specifically, they're following me around with trucks and cars with unmaintained exhaust pipes. Following me around
It's very scary.
nonstop. Revving their engines every time I move.
First thing is, I understand. I've never seen someone look more like they believe in reptilian people, but also look like a reptilian person.
You know, it's actually impossible. I don't know if I'm going to find that timestamp, but at some point, he believes the whole official story of 9/11. He's not all of this. He's not a truther.
No,
that's kind of insane.
I'm crazier than this guy.
That's kind of insane.
You're actually the crazy one if you think 9/11 was all kosher. I think you are the cuckoo one.
Really. He equates Al Qaeda with Japan later in this video because they both use kamikaze planes. I'm telling you, it's a 30-minute video.
Well,
Everybody's got to be keeping up on this Iron 8K because there's live streams in between now and this one too. You really have to keep up with him.
To know what he's got going on.
People watch. What do people watch? Bob and Sherry in the morning, Steel Toe Morning Show. Watch Iron 8K.
Yeah, this guy's.
What are you watching?
So this is on his YouTube channel, by the way.
This is his. This is a live.
A live. Okay.
You got to catch
move
these.
my eyeballs.
In the live stream, Ouija says, "Nobody tell him you can't be off the grid and be on the internet."
That's a good point.
That was very funny.
Revving their engines every time I move my eyeballs, or talk to myself.
His mom is also paying for
And
his
they've been
phone
doing
bill.
this to me
This
nonstop
guy for some
32
reason.
months since
His mom looks rough.
Oh, you know the mom. The mom is an introduced character in
Those
this story.
are on my hard drive.
Oh yeah, you said that
they get
he got
deleted.
into an argument with his mom.
Well, he just yelled at her. She looked drugged out.
Oh,
She's
good for her.
standing.
Well, she gave birth to this legend.
And I mean, it's pretty cruel. He's videotaping her. He yells, "Where's so and so? Where's so and so? Maybe siblings or maybe somebody else." But he's very personal things. He's saying this sink doesn't work. This is where I live. He's showing the trailer. Now he's in the woods. He seems much more. But
pay the water bill.
We're following the whole saga.
Right, dude, get a job.
He does have a job. He refers to his no-income YouTube channel that he was streaming for 20 hours a day as a job, and and that was another part of his frustration too. He wanted Google to kind of pay up.
Yeah, put him out there a little bit. It's like you know, people are clicking on me, brother. I want to knock a couple bucks.
Well, the problem is that any fans he gains, he blocks because they're stalking him.
I wonder why he thinks that.
That's a power
Because I think
move.
you might be stalking this guy.
No, I mean, he piqued my interest after blocking my second account.
David gets a little intense sometimes.
I know.
This guy
October
gets more.
2022.
Think I can out intense this guy? Look at him.
While they
You
were
guys should
doing
have
it to
an
me,
intense off.
This was after whatever Durban.
This
they
guy's
said he
literally-
smoked earlier.
Yeah, the Durban poison.
Well, this guy, this is going to be a dumb joke, but this guy is literally intense.
Oh, this guy, he is.
Come on.
Should write that down.
No.
Hey, at least
Robert Card.
chances are he's not fucking intense though.
Oh, well, yeah.
With intensity, you mean?
That's true.
He's got a fifi.
Very good.
Callback.
committed I think I've already said this at the beginning of the stream. Robert Card committed a mass shooting in the same locality, Lewiston, Maine. Now, the reason I just tripped up on my word is because I'm obviously stressed out, starving to death, and being forced to repeat myself over and 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 over while I'm being tortured still. So yeah, kind of hard to fucking
Relatable. All right, let's skip forward a few minutes here. Let's see.
He is a noise pollution guy. Have you guys ever heard of that? That the government's creating all this noise pollution to make us like complicit into everything going on.
Weaponized noise terrorism or something like that.
Yeah,
He's got a really long phrase for it. He sounds smart. He should get in. You know who I want him to get in touch with? Who was that man that was on Terrence Howard?
Oh yeah,
Let's get this guy.
They
with
probably
Terrence
have
Howard.
They got a good vibe together.
Yeah.
All right, a little more music here. It's a little tricky because he does a lot of chilling. All right, so he's smoked. He puts his headdress down.
Sunglasses up now. It's about to get serious.
Looks pretty high. Young Thug all the time too. You know, the only time I've ever listened to Young Thug, I don't even enjoy it then. But Young Thug did a song with Jamie XX on his Color Something album. That was not bad. The album's not his best work, but not the worst thing. Young
I'm
Thug,
more of an
everybody.
Oliver Anthony kind of a guy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I only enjoy him for his music videos. I watch him on mute.
Oh, dang. I like
They
it
look
because
good,
his
though.
dogs are barking in the background to let you know that he's a working man.
Oh, Oliver Anthony. I thought you meant Oliver Tree.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Oliver Anthony. Very
shout
good.
out Oliver Tree also.
Of Radio WV.
This train is.
That guy's stoned as fuck.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just going through too much, but
He's pretty high, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really have like a.
What's going on in the live chat? Oh, we're back.
We're back.
Drop out of here. The prep package. I'm not sure what's going on with this internet. Maybe I need to do something with the router. Maybe we need to change something. But we are still getting disconnected, and we haven't dropped any frames today. It's usually one or the other. As long as everything's okay, we're just going through the prep package. We should be all right.
Everything looks good to me.
Should be all right.
Chilling.
What's that? What's going on in the live chat? Did you see? There's a quick disconnect.
Mint Diggity. Yeah, no.
Oh, Mint Diggity.
Mint Diggity said this guy rules.
Mint Diggity. I'm not sure if you watched last week. I have some never before seen Ray DeVito. I know he's a fan of Ray DeVito.
Yeah. Mint also said funny show, guys.
Oh, that's very nice.
Thank you.
Nice
Appreciate that.
Check out
Thank
INK. You know what we try to do on this show? Bring exclusive content that no other show is showing.
Not at all.
You
No.
watch some of these shows, you say, "Oh, I saw 3 other shows talk about this."
It's very original stuff.
The same big viral videos that you always see. No one's getting this ketamine kit or whatever.
Right.
4K.
And it's not even that I just found him. Of course, I'm the only one. If somebody else jumped on it, they'd say, "Well, what do you know about him? I've been following him for years."
You have exclusive rights to this guy.
Do you know this? Have you ever seen my documentary on Stephen Gordon of Joking.com?
I have not.
I think you should check that
I
out. Check
should.
out Joking.com. I'm the only expert on this. Joking.com. Stephen Gordon, he has a 30-year internet history. He's fascinating, but he owns the website Joking.com, and he has for decades. And he's a freak.
And he's one of your pets like this guy?
Well, he's kind of disappeared. No, I did the research. It was it was a culmination of his work.
Gotcha.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't have any. I couldn't find any evidence that he was
Post
online.
in 30 years, though. That's
right. Well, he did threaten me with a fake lawyer at one point.
And it was just him.
It was certainly just him. And as soon as I called him out on it, he unsent all the emails before I could even screenshot him.
You're his fake lawyer.
It was this whole thing.
You're his fake lawyer.
It was this back and forth. But Stephen Gordon, everybody. But anyway, those are my credentials.
Or
oh my gosh,
appropriate.
so many N-words in this video.
Whoa, I only see one white guy.
Well, he's
I was
playing,
wondering why my
he's
dick was
playing,
getting hard.
he's playing the rap music in the background. I thought it was a good joke.
and all that, living in a mansion
Someone's
with the
gonna
whole
screen
family.
record you saying that.
We got to get a little ahead of this here. Let's skip ahead. What are you talking about here, INK? I mean,
And for the audience at home, he's not skipping 30 seconds of this guy's rant. He's skipping 4 minutes at a time to get through this guy's rant.
Oh, we want to. And when I watched this, I just watched it straight. I couldn't step away. But the music makes me a little, because I noticed when I was doing the prep package, the music flagged the whole video. I might ruin the thing. So the only thing, and I usually don't really care about music, but I got to be careful. Young Thug's coming after me.
What a producer.
Can you imagine Young Thug, Tom Garland, and Billy McNeely all in a room with a baseball bat waiting for me?
Yeah, no, that's gonna happen eventually. But Ouija said something really funny. I gotta call him out. Ouija said, Nathan, I said get a job, not get a job.
It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
Very good.
Very, very funny. He's or whoever this is a very funny
Ouija
person.
with another funny
very,
line.
very funny person.
Shout out
yeah. Shout out, dude.
Very good. You
That's
should
hilarious.
write for Vic Berger or whatever that comedian in Iowa City's name is.
Vic Berger?
Vic Cowder.
Oh, I see.
Vic
And
Chowder.
promoted. Also doing things, signing
The Raz Vape. There we
meeting
go.
people, this, that, and the third.
Yeah, he moved to the nicotine, everybody.
You need more than
He's
that,
coming
not
down.
just mayors and governors.
You need
You have
more-
50 countries in your hands. I don't know how many states America has right now, but you have 50 countries in your
What?
hands.
Right now,
And
I
then
mean,
you
it's
have
been
allied
50 pretty
countries that
consistently,
for a
hasn't
while
it?
state
Yeah,
that
for
you
quite a
own.
while, at least a
Or
few
mostly
years.
owned.
Canada might
'cause
be coming
Donald
up
Trump,
51st.
Oh well, yeah, dude. If with any luck,
I mean,
Or Biden, or one of the two, I think it was Trump, recently was saying, like, yeah, it was Trump, like, oh,
This guy
you
doesn't
know,
even know who's president right now.
no, not at all. And he's been in a tent.
If you're an EMT dealing with this guy, it must be a nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Well, anytime he gets confronted by the cops, that's the first thing
He's
he's
like,
asking
get
for. is
your
medical
radio
assistance.
waves away from me.
Did you see him last week? Or we showed a clip of him last week. He did a new prank where he goes into a mental hospital and he says that I need to be admitted because you guys have 300 followers on your YouTube channel and I have 3,500.
So he's helping him out.
Yeah, but I think he said that it's making me so sad and mentally unill because you have so few subscribers.
Whoa, dude.
That was his prank.
I think... I thought he was trying to get a brand deal.
And then he leaves. Speaking of hijabs, the woman at the front desk was wearing a hijab, actually.
And we respect that, dude. This is 2025. You can wear a hijab, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It was a woman.
Yeah, only women can wear it. If a man wears a hijab, it's not okay.
She can show her ankle if she wants to.
Yeah, and
it's totally
I'll support
fine.
her right to do it.
She was a secretary, so I hope she was.
Hopefully she didn't get thrown off a building.
NATO needs all the other allies in NATO need to pay in more for military budget.
When he gets political, it's only you can't really get too much joy out of cutting his inaccuracies when he's just talking about historical events. But there are some choice moments. Another couple of minutes ahead
I didn't
here.
own it, and I always wanted to own it, but I think at the time I only had a PlayStation 1. So I didn't have a PlayStation 2, and I didn't have...
Life was rough. Life
Grand
was
Theft
rough.
Auto 3 at the time was the
Grand
first
Theft
one I
Auto.
ever
He's talking
tried.
about his history with Grand Theft Auto.
He used to
my
play
point?
Frogger on the PlayStation
But,
1.
if you want to smoke some weed in real life, then go on Grand Theft Auto
Oh my god,
Online.
we found the line. I'm so happy. All right, everybody. He's talking about his history with Grand Theft Auto and how evil governments are killing people around the world.
It was the first one I ever tried. What was my point? But yeah, if you want to smoke some weed in real life, then go on Grand Theft Auto Online and smoke a joint or a bong in Grand Theft Auto Online, and then go, jump in a plane and go fly down and kill other online players, like while being basically triple high, triple high murder, triple high mass murdering.
Love it.
Triple high mass murdering. That's cool. But once you take it into like cyber stalking and you get your friends in cyber stalking people with you, and that's not cool.
This is a Travis Coltrane set.
It's just a bunch of friends at Google,
I don't
too.
know who that is.
He runs the mics at the alley cat.
I've heard his name, but
He was supposed to book me on a show recently. Austin Ingalls had popped into town very briefly. I was busy that night anyway. I wouldn't have been able to, but he messaged me. He said, did Travis Coltrane tell you about this show? I asked him to reach out to you so that you could be on this show. And I said, no, he never reached out to me.
Damn. I wonder do we have another enemy?
Oh, we've always been a little iffy.
I'm just protective of the state.
He doesn't, he's one of those people that even if he hosts a show, he'll never look at anybody. He's very to himself. So it always seems, you want to say, oh, I think this guy's kind of a jerk, but really, that might just be the way he is.
Me and Travis have only ever had good moments together.
Interesting.
Nice.
You and this guy.
This guy's winning me over. You brought this guy up to poke and prod at,
And not at all. I'm his biggest fan.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm the only one following him for 3 years.
He's blocked you 3 times.
You know how difficult it is to follow him, too?
Why? Because he makes 8 new accounts every other month.
And you can't interact. You can't get any of your questions answered.
I mean, that's what they say on
Can you comment on his stuff anymore? Does he have comments off?
I just think he
just thinks you're the FBI.
From my perspective, I don't think I get a chance to know.
Right. The Raz vapes.
A little more music
I
here.
will say, those are the best vapes, in my opinion. When I used to vape, the Raz ones were always really good.
Yeah.
And there are 20 minutes left of this video.
This is
enough.
How is his phone not died? He has nothing to plug it into.
Let's go 10 minutes.
He's been speaking so long,
He
my
does-
phone's about to die.
He just starts saying how his phone's going to die, so he'll need to stop eventually.
Oh, really?
But we'll
essentially
jump 10 minutes
defeats
in
the
here.
Soviet Union, from what I understand. They retreat, essentially, so they were defeated.
He's talking about
And
how difficult
Osama-
it is to invade Afghanistan.
Oh, okay.
This is when he really gives a big history lesson before he gets to his 9/11 talk, too. Which you wouldn't expect from his
Was
stream
it,
of consciousness. He always sounds confused, yet he's still able to layer these big subjects together.
He's circling. You're saying he's circling back to what his 9/11 wasn't an inside job. That's still to come.
We haven't gotten there yet.
I thought that was a different video.
Well, no, it's not even. He doesn't even directly confront the truther.
Right.
But he just describes what happened at 9/11 with no ulterior motive.
No sarcasm.
He really,
It's like, it was Osama. He did it.
He's describing how we assisted Bin Laden when they were fighting the Soviet Union, and then, but years later, their relationship soured, which is very funny when he gets to it. He says, "I remember, what did I used to say when I used to talk about this?" And you thought it would be something like factual or something, and he got on a few more sentences. He says, "Oh, the relationship soured," as if that was gonna be. It could be like a big
good way to describe international affairs.
I guess that's the case. So he's talking about 9/11. Now he's giving us the finger.
And so, America is responsible. And then you got CIA. Then you have
what a bony
Saudi
finger.
Arabia, Al Qaeda.
You know, he's been vegan for years.
God
he does
damn.
not look well.
Obviously. I mean, look at. There's no fat on his hands.
He's
You
got
can
a-
see
he's-
every knuckle.
He's got. Oh, I mean, I can't. Oh, I got all.
Did Dave Portnoy send this guy on
Man.
vacation recently? Am I right, folks?
He's got Avatar hands.
Dave Portnoy said, "I'm going to send you to Auschwitz to a guy." He meant it as
Oh,
a
really?
historical thing, but it's a very funny sentence.
Yeah.
So it was just
For the
to
whole.
explain
I know
the
what you're
joke.
talking about. I'm a Dave Portnoy guy. Shout out. Go Team
Yeah.
Prez.
Also, he's
I bet everybody
Jewish,
got
so
that
he
joke.
can make that joke.
Well, it wasn't a joke. He was very angry. He was
No,
yelling.
he was actually going to send this kid to Auschwitz.
as a lesson because somebody did something that he perceived as anti-Semitic.
It said "fuck." They brought one of those drinking signs
They didn't
into
bring
the
any
bar.
They didn't bring any
Oh,
signs. Do you
really?
know how that restaurant works? You go there, you pay a premium, and the waitress will make a sign to put on your. So the waitress wrote the sign and
Fuck
put it
the
on
Jews.
the table.
Oh, is it
After
like
they
a
paid the
Dick's
premium.
Last Resort?
At a Barstool owned thing.
So that was,
it was
that
a
was
bar.
the story.
Yeah.
So he got very upset with it, and he was
Yeah.
yelling at the camera, and he says like, I got to teach these guys a lesson. You know, I'm gonna make sure they learn about it. I'm gonna send them to Auschwitz.
Oh, okay.
And just
yeah.
that sentence is hilarious.
Well, imagine being so rich that you can use that as a threat to somebody.
Yeah,
like,
and you
I'm
can
gonna
actually do it.
legitimately send
Yeah.
you to Auschwitz.
Okay.
Anyway, this guy's got Auschwitz hands.
Don't make me get into
His
it. 'cause
fingers
I will.
smoke
Like,
2 packs of cigarettes a day.
He does. His face looks 22, and his hands look 82.
start a live stream right now, and I don't even need to pull out my document, and I'll sit here and
His outfit looks Abu.
There we go.
All right.
Arabian Nights.
expose this whole government, like in like 50 ways.
This does go on. I'm telling you guys. If you just sit through it like a movie, though, you know, imagine watching A Serious Man, 2010's A Serious Man, and just skipping to 3/4 in and saying, "Oh, this is boring." You got to start from the beginning, folks. But I assure you,
Got
and
nothing.
let's just at least get a good goodbye. From him.
Genocidal type activity
A little music.
of the mind.
Genocidal activity of the mind. And he goes back in the tent, and I think he just gives us a peace sign. There we go.
There we go.
There it is. A little peace sign there for
damn,
the,
that middle
for the
finger's
video
like
listeners.
8 feet long.
That'll be a
dude.
good screenshot.
Well, it's a great ending. This guy knows production.
He kind of. I mean,
You should see his
Enough.
intros. We played his intro last week too. It kind of accidentally auto-played, but it was very abrupt and scared everybody. But it doesn't have an intro, and it shows his old pit bull. He had a red pit bull, had him since he was a puppy for 13 years. Died on his bedroom floor. Made a great video about it.
13. I mean, it's not young for a dog.
You look at a guy
but
like this, you say, "How are you taking care of this dog?"
How's it getting fed? I mean, it's getting like the end of his Taco Bell.
That's some of his
order.
best videos. Is him walking around the creek with his unleashed pit bull, and they were very good friends, and nothing was happening. That pit bull was the best thing that could have happened. It ruined his life after this pit bull. It was all downhill. It took a lot longer than I expected, though. But I'm keeping an eye on you, Ian 8K. Don't tell him though; he doesn't like the sound of that.
I can't wait to tag him in this clip after.
He'll block you. So what are we talking about here?
I'm pumped about this because I got a bone to pick with. I'm with you.
Was I right?
Oh, you got a bone to pick with Jameson?
No, not Jameson. I love Jameson. Jameson was like the first dude in comedy who like let me rest my head on his shoulder.
Oh, right on.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guest on David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show at one point. He's a good friend of the show. We still talk regularly. He was an Iowa comedian for quite a long time. He's originally from Florida. He did a lot of comedy in Denver, Colorado, as far as I understand. And the last couple of years, he has been in New York City and D.C., those two areas, and enjoying those comedy scenes. I believe he does some comedy at The Stand, and he's doing okay over there. And his wife's a doctor, so he has a lot of time.
Yeah.
No
My
rush.
wife's a ceramicist. Yikes.
What?
My wife's a ceramicist.
What's that?
Yeah, it makes pottery.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like some kind of doctor.
No, it's a Etsy page. Is what
right.
that is.
So you're the bread buddy.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a job now, so we're both unemployed.
Oh, damn. All right.
Can I please piss? I know we're live. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Yeah, we
edit
can
this out.
Okay, we can talk. We can edit it out. It's live.
Ding. All right. Zach Hoyle's gone, everybody. What do you think about him? We have some things on the show
Let
here.
us know what you think in the live
James
chat.
Guy.
What do you think of Zach Hoyle?
It's 8:50 a.m. Eastern. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy
May
Wednesday.
21st. We got a great room. It's getting... oh, that was my fault. I took that down. I needed a pen. So it could look a little neater in here, but it's
That's
it's a bit
all
of a
right,
mess.
man. That's fine. No one's paying attention to the clutter in the room.
Anything happening in the live chat?
Not since that perfect joke from Ouija.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody's enjoying their coffee and having a good drive to work this morning.
For sure.
I guess all we really have is this Jameson
This looks like-
Cox on Chicago Roast Battles, but we kind of are towards the end of our show. Oh, did anybody want to see this? I pulled this for some reason. I was thinking about this. Well, I always think it's funny. Of course, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago at this point, these guys were a young, growing show, and they're getting even bigger now. I follow Devin Costa for years since his stand-up comedy, and he has this podcast, Hate Watch Podcast, of course. Devin Costa, an LA comedian, who's the only one of these three people that we'll see here in this ad that haven't since blocked me on social media. But they all also...
Seems to be a pattern, man.
Yeah.
Well, they agree to be on the show. I say, hey, let's schedule a date. They say, I'm sorry, it's really bad timing. This is my bad. Let's schedule something. I'll get back to you. And then I say, all right, well, let's schedule. And then they don't respond. I say, hey, I just wanted to follow up. They say, hey, I'm so sorry. It's my bad. I still want to do the show. And then after the fourth follow-up, instead of saying, I just don't want to do the show and trying to avoid me, they just block. As if them saying, I still want to, just follow up with me in the future is going to discourage me from following up. No,
It's
follow
almost
up as
like
regular.
they're trying to avoid being rude, but end up being more rude.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
But Devin Costa never did that to me. He just doesn't respond to any of my DMs anymore, which is perfectly acceptable, and I don't reach out.
That's fine.
That's how it works. You don't respond to another follow-up, and it's over. But they did do an ad read for me, and I thought they were growing fans of the show. Maybe I did something or said something or had somebody on the show that they didn't enjoy, but this is a fun ad read, and I still use this all the time. I like to play this. Imagine if they become even bigger than I have this. That'd be
I
pretty
haven't
cool.
listened to this show in a while. I'll have to give it another...
I should go around. I should get a lot of 1,000 subscriber podcasts and just have them do ad reads for the show. And then eventually, if one of them break, then I have their ad read for the show.
That's true, and that would be
there you
huge
go.
for you.
That'd be a good idea.
That's a good
You can
strat.
get them,
I don't know.
get them
huge.
cheap.
I'll
Yeah,
start
I was going to say $25.
collecting
get 'em
ad
cheap.
reads. Just like they do on the radio. They say, hey, my name's Avril Lavigne, and you're listening to...
Right.
But we did the same thing. Anyway, let's take a little listen.
David
What a
Collins,
good ad read.
30-minute half-hour show.
I don't know why it's all in the left
David
ear.
Collins, 30-minute half-hour show. That's right, David Collins,
At the right ear,
30-minute
maybe.
half-hour show. Featuring great guests like Andy Fiore, KP Burke, and Cardiff Electric.
Never heard of these guys.
Yeah, these two guys on the right, they knew about. I don't know, but they blocked me later after following up. I don't know.
That guy seems like
So if
he
anybody
blocked
wants to
somebody.
follow
That
up,
guy seems like a dick.
If anybody
He
knows
literally
these people-
seems like a fucking worm, dude.
well,
Yeah.
he calls in bomb threats. It's very funny.
Okay, that's pretty good.
All right, that's pretty
You
funny.
won me over. Okay.
All right, I get behind that.
He's a phone prank guy. We can at least relate there. And I wanted to ask him about these phone pranks that he's done, and maybe we could relate on that. But I wasn't able to get him on the show. The guy in the middle there, you see him peeking his head in there. He's a bald man. His name is John Knopf. And I was very confident I was going to have him on the show. He was going on a vacation, and we're going to have him on afterwards. And I wanted to talk. He had an interesting podcast at the time. He's a wacky dude. I think he's lost his virginity in China. He spent a lot of time in Africa. He's a bit of an international man.
Damn, dude.
And I thought it might be an interesting guest to have on the show. Has since blocked me on all social media.
Relax. And soon to include
What do you got to
Joey
do to lose your
LaFleur and
virginity in
John
China?
Knopf.
Is that the Juggalo?
David's firing from KMKF
That's a great
hasn't
ad read,
slowed
though.
him down a bit. David's been known as a bit of a hot interviewer, so you know you can trust this is a place you'll only get the facts. Wow.
If that's the Juggalo, I apologize.
And
Love you.
maybe even a well-timed joke. Check out David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show wherever you find podcasts.
Did you really work with D. Snyder?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And
Shout out to
email
D.
the-
Snyder.
Well, he was just. I think he wasn't in studio.
I was a big fan of D.
But he did
Snyder
the
in my
Knights.
younger age.
Probably still does. I'm not really too
DC
acquainted.
30-minute half hour at gmail.com.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Not really dragon drink money, but you know.
That's David Collins 30-minute half hour show.
This guy's very
Check
thorough.
out David Collins 30-minute half hour show.
That guy's. That guy was. I was doing a goof against Devin, trying to like trash that
No,
guy.
this
but
guy's-
he's actually really good.
He did.
What a good
He's
ad read.
actually really good. That should be on your grave.
That's a good ad read there. So
I can't pay attention to the live chat anymore. My phone's gonna die.
yeah,
so.
no problem.
I got it. We're sitting at 73. If you get curious, go ahead and grab that bad boy.
It exists.
Good.
I just wanted to remind everybody of the ad
Is
read.
this Comedy
That
on
was pretty
State?
fun. This is Chicago Roast Battle.
Yeah, it
Jameson Cox.
looks like Comedy on State.
And it's
It does.
we'll skip a little bit of it, I think, but let's take a little listen to friend of the show, Jameson Cox. I thought, what an uncomfortable thing. He didn't send me the Jason Love thing, so I'll just play some of his comedy.
All right.
His YouTube video. There's also a James Cox. He's a filmmaker.
No.
So he kind of takes over the SEO.
Oh, that's tough. Is that what you said? James Cox?
You're right.
So Jameson. That's a brutal one.
Certainly. But
Because
let's take
Jameson, the alcohol.
Let's take a little listen now. I think Jameson. A spoiler: Jameson loses this roast battle.
That's what I have a gripe with.
I think he's the funniest person
On the stage.
in the room here. And this other person that he's going up against is apparently a former champion. The Chicago roast battle has really gone down they were on the up and up. Now they're on the downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Decline. That's the word I'm looking for.
I think roast battles in general are kind of going on the decline.
And they're pretty boring.
Yeah.
Roast battle champ.
They've been done. They did.
I like
they,
them, but
did-
yeah,
they did them all in
it's-
2017. It's over.
And people who have roasts for themselves who are like local comics is like, all right, dude.
Although Jameson
Who are ya?
Cox might have brought it back in this. I thought he had a great joke.
Of Chicago coming
to
up
that
to
here.
battle for you, and one of my favorite people that I met originally from Iowa. Give it up for the amazing Jameson Cox and Tito.
Take a little listen. Do you think these guys claim videos like that? They'll see this and they'll claim. I don't even know what that means.
But we're reacting to it, so it's not like they can really do much.
I'm not sure. I don't really mind. I don't even know how that works. I kind of just want to go through that experience. I don't understand how the process works.
Well, and they should be honored that we're reacting to this.
I don't know.
I mean, the decline of the Chicago roast battles.
I'm saying this is since Matt Bandworth, very funny comedian, and I kind of wanted to go after him. And I talked to Jameson Cox. He said, "No, I'm good friends with Matt Bandworth." I said, "All right, I guess I got the wrong opinion of him." So Matt gets a pass from this show.
Shout out to Matt.
You're a friend of his.
I've met him once or twice.
I know Matt. Yeah.
Anyway, but he's doing a million shows. He's one of these things. I say, "Can you just pick something and do it?" He does 4 podcasts.
He's
does
on Kill
tours.
Tony.
Matt, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good set on Kill Tony. Just relax, Matt. Pick one.
Hey.
Slurs. Now, we decided who's going first.
You got my attention.
Tito's going first. 7 jokes each. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah. I feel like this is a battle between Home Depot and Office Depot. I feel like
I
somebody...
don't know. This guy that looks like an Iraqi talks like he's Italian too.
Yeah.
I don't like the cadence already. Like
guy-
that roast get this guy over here
Yeah, I didn't
talking like
that.
this.
I didn't like it.
I should get this guy stapler. You know what I'm saying?
Looks like a Simpsons character.
Oh, for the listeners out there, Jameson's on the right hand side, so you can envision this.
Yeah.
Jameson Cox. He's a large man.
I once told Jameson he looked like Harry Potter if he dropped out of Hogwarts and sold auto parts.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
If you put a fat suit and a head of a mop on Matt Ferry, it'd look like Jameson Cox.
That's it? No, you can go.
And he hit him with the that's it. So I think this is where it kind of derails. Where Buddy is actually getting his
Tito
feelings
just
hurt a
turned
little bit.
40 and he still dresses so cool.
Jameson Cox, everybody.
Where did you get those bracelets? Seriously, I've been wanting to get cool bracelets. I didn't know Goodwill had a midlife crisis section.
Nice. I like that.
He's Hispanic. He's panicking about where his youth went.
Which is a good joke.
It's a great joke. Too bad he stuttered.
The
there.
delivery was a little,
mouth.
yeah, a little.
The joke is great though.
The joke's amazing. Yeah, I like that joke.
Yeah.
You know, this was 8 months ago.
Oh, really?
And he never told me about this. I thought he would have told me. He tried to keep this secret.
Nah.
I'd be cool with those rimless glasses, bro. This motherfucker's named Jameson Cox, but he's all soft and mushy. His name should be Whiskey Dicks.
That's a good joke. I like that. That's pretty
Doesn't
sad.
everybody write that joke about Jameson Cox?
Yeah,
though?
whiskey. That you're right. I've
That's
actually heard
that's
it
what's
before.
done with these roast battles. Write something. Try to write something that somebody else hasn't said. Good luck, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard.
Jameson Cox is called when a woman can't get wet. It's actually. No.
Yeah, that was. Shut up.
Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was actually named after the alcohol my mom conceived me on, and Tito was named after the alcohol his mom drank while pregnant.
That was good. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one.
Tito is Johnny Depp if Amber Heard won.
You look like
he's Captain Jack Sombrero. X marks the spot where she shit in the bed. Okay.
How does he lose this?
Yeah, how does he lose this?
Exactly.
Well, Tito's
This guy's not funny at all. Jameson's hilarious.
I don't know. Tito has an apartment. They're all roommates. Who knows? Chicago.
That sounds about right.
This ain't in Chicago. This is at Comedy on State. You can tell by the layout.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It's Chicago Roast Battle.
Yeah, but they do it over. They did Chicago Roast Battle in Dubuque.
Right. But they didn't put any of that online.
No, because it was bad.
Take that back. Dan McCullough's a gem, and he deserves publicity.
And he's in chat right now.
And in fact, when they were in Dubuque, I believe Jameson Cox was a judge on that show.
Yeah, no, it was a fun show.
This guy gets no respect.
Ouija with another zinger. This is the worst Michael Keegan Key character ever.
That's good.
It's over my head. Ouija's too smart for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Which one? The one on the left?
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Well, yeah, no.
Gotta hear. Jameson's not very athletic, but on the weekend he likes to pass his fiancée around.
This is how he loses. Jameson, it really gets off the rails here, starts interrupting. Let's just.
But it's always cuck season at the Cox house.
Don't
This
talk
guy
about
sucks.
my baby. Don't talk about my baby. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
This motherfucker's got a degree in economics, but a minor in the basement, you know?
All right.
General pedophile joke.
Yeah, that's.
They kind of both call each other a pedophile too, which is always the worst
Hilarious,
thing.
Yeah, I get called a pedophile all the time for this mustache. It's
Right.
And the kids in your basement.
Somebody,
if I had a basement, all right.
A customer at the grocery store the other day told me that my mustache, and he said, "Do you know who this Bo guy? He just performed at Coachella, and he showed me that he's wearing this sparkly onesie.
Oh yeah.
He basically just like, oh, you look like this gay man." Didn't look anything like me, by the way. We have similar mustache.
David. You look like a homosexual.
You look more like Freddie Mercury if he had double AIDS.
Oh, double.
Right.
Triple AIDS.
I should have come after the host.
Oh, I can't reach. I wish I could. I was going to pull my double A's up, but the batteries are just a little too far away.
You got any triple AIDS laying around?
Very good.
That was a bad joke.
Jameson Cox, everybody.
Your fiance is real. I think she's just made in China.
She's real. She's a doctor, and she's Israeli too. So be careful.
And she's gorgeous.
She is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, for an Israeli.
Easy, David.
I'm just saying. I
think she's really cool.
I have
She's a
particular
really nice
taste
person.
in women. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
She came with batteries.
Yeah. Tito goes by one name on stage. The only time you'll hear his last name is when he's in your neighborhood legally and introducing himself to the neighbors. Just like not.
But again,
That's a better joke than.
I guess he incorporated the name aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's very funny. And at least it is not just something
it's a
you
way
use on
better
anybody.
joke than whatever this fucking. I can't stand the guy on the left.
Knock knock statutory. No, it's the cool kind.
Last
joke, I
He
think.
can't do anything sexual. He's actually just a blue chew sexual. All right, fuck this crowd.
No, it's not even funny,
No,
dude.
yeah. You look like Garfield if he got fucked by a Monday. You look like Peter Griffin fucked the hot tub. I got a lot of these.
The guy on the left
Tito's
is
going to roast battle a coal miner later than that.
Yeah. This guy on the left is not likable at all.
At all.
I can't stand the guy.
The audience doesn't go dead like it does when Jameson's going.
No, for sure.
I got one more. All right.
One more, Jameson Cox.
Tito goes to Renaissance fairs because the 1600s was the only time his sexual preference was accepted. That's not a fair maiden. That's a child.
And he goes there to find a wife.
Ooh, ending on a
Jesus,
bomb
he's
that
bombing.
hurts.
All right. Every joke of his bomb.
Anyway, spoiler.
And that's it.
I don't want to listen to these judges, but well, at one point they say Jameson loses, and I say boo.
How does Jameson lose this? There's no fucking.
real quick,
Jameson has two.
There's some boat joke that Jameson makes that they all hate, and that's what they go through and they talk about. But
we skipped that.
We skipped that.
Really?
I don't know where that went.
I just skipped over it there. He makes
some
a joke about something about Wisconsin, which also the one he made about Wisconsin before that's very funny. But he makes some joke, and they're all stuck thinking about that joke the rest of the thing instead of paying
because
attention.
they're in Wisconsin. This seems
that
like
makes a lot of sense. And also, these people are silly.
Could be in Wisconsin.
People have boats in Wisconsin. There are lakes all over Wisconsin.
All over.
It doesn't even go over. These people think, ocean. Anyway,
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's.
Check it out, everybody.
Comedy
Chicago
on
Roast
State.
Battle. In fact, don't even look. It's not worth it. Don't waste your time. Watch more Iron 8K. There's a lot to catch up on.
Or read a fucking book or something.
Yeah, do anything productive.
It's an Amish comedian. We had Jacob and Dad if we wanted to get into that, but it is about 9 a.m. Eastern, everybody. I hope everybody had a fine morning. 9:05, excuse me. I have a text there. I hope it's not an emergency. All right.
David, it's your mother.
What are we doing now?
I don't know,
Impressions?
Dude. Yeah.
Of each other's mothers?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can do an impression of mine. You just lay on the floor, play dead.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway. Boy, what a fun time. Zach Oil's going to be back with us next week, I believe.
Oh, nice, dude.
I will be.
Yeah.
That's
You
gonna
got
be
a lot of
fun.
free time on your hands.
I
now.
do.
When are you moving?
June 1st.
June 1st. Okay.
I'm moving to Des Moines. It's very exciting.
Cool.
If you don't mind, I am performing in Cedar Rapids one last time coming up here next Thursday. The day after, I'll be on David Collins
I'm on
next
that
week.
show with you.
Are you? Okay,
Yes.
okay. With
The
Dan
20
Alton?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's going to be a great show.
If you do anything in Omaha, there's a chance you might get a David Collins Nation fan there. But anywhere in Eastern Iowa, I haven't found anybody visiting the show. I found more David Collins than I have David Collins fans. We finished the reality show. We watch 5 to 10 minutes of an episode at the end of every episode of Drive Time with Collins, catching up on some of my older content there. We watched all of the reality show, and we are now on David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. We're into episode 3, and it's just a 25-minute episode, so we played about 13 minutes of it last week, and we'll play the rest of it today. Third episode of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show years ago. It's such different of a show.
A couple years
Different
ago.
vibes.
But we'll play some of that there and wrap up the show with that.
Right.
It's my first solo episode, and we're covering today we're going to hear When I Was Fired and the story behind that and that old clip. So we play some old clips from the station, and anyway, that's how we'll be wrapping up. But thanks so much
Fun
for
stuff.
joining me this morning, guys. I hope everybody had a nice show.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's a beautiful day. The sun will come up eventually. Anyway, it's spring. This just means it's going to get nice out soon. We were kind of spoiled last week. Anything going on in the live chat?
Yeah, Ouija. I just saw Ouija. I didn't see what they said. I feel like he's going to ask me for a cigarette and start ranting about his close personal relationship with Christ. I think that is about Tito.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think that is a... And then great show, fellas.
Oh, that's very
thank you.
sweet.
Thank you, buddy.
And thank you. Oh, I guess he didn't say thank you.
It could be.
We're saying thank you for being involved.
No, well, thank you anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I used to think was very offensive. I hate to say that. I think it sounds like, oh, you're welcome to thank me. It's ridiculous. You're welcome actually means you're welcome to ask me to do it again. That's what it originates
I'll
from.
never say you're welcome again. I don't want people asking me to do things twice in a row.
Oh, really? I say it all the time since I learned that. I say, oh, it's very nice.
If someone says thank you for helping them move, I'm just going to be like, don't ask again.
Never again.
I'm like, no.
I'm going to help the wizard move on Friday, and I hope he has a six-pack waiting for me. Any comments?
Good.
Should let me hit that weed pen.
Oh, that's no problem. We're going to get into episode 3 here. Of course, we ended after my interview with Greta Thunberg
Yeah, I was going to
from
say.
2017. But we'll just get into this episode. I hope everybody has a great Wednesday. Happy hump day. Drive safe, drive hard.
Very funny. Good show, fellas.
And we're back. I don't think I'll ever forget that moment of history. I think that's also when I began to get my reputation as a bit of a hot interviewer. We got to see a little of that too last week, talking to a different guest about certain hypocrisies. And hopefully we'll continue to see that in the future too. She was a nice lady though. Greta too. Anyway, I wanted to take a quick break here and just remind everybody, next week we're excited to have our long-awaited, long-anticipated comedian as our guest, Austin Ingalls, from the Eastern Iowa area. He's somebody that's headlined multiple clubs around here, so we're really looking forward to talking to him about comedy. So go ahead and make sure that you're sending in any questions you might have, any voicemails that you might want to play for him, to dc30minutehalfhour@gmail.com. For those of you just tuning in, today we're just answering questions from our email box and going over some of the highlights and even some of the lowlights we'll see of my radio career. We just talked about a few famous encounters and newsworthy moments. Brian writes, also, if you believe this, Brian says that him and a friend are actually listening from San Francisco, California. So great to see. If you'd believe it, sounds like we're reaching a pretty wide audience and a pretty wide area. Brian writes, what was your favorite part of being a part of a radio station? Great question. Beyond it being a great creative outlet, the events that you get to participate in are so much fun. From joining K-Rock friends and family to dress in costumes at City Park and do the Harlem Shake, or facilitating challenges like the Don't Be a Douche challenge. That's when 3 K-Rockers poured vinegar on their heads. A few of these could still be found on the K-Rock YouTube page. Unfortunately, of course, none of the events that I was a part of are still on there. They've seemed to have all been removed. Their loss, if you ask me. But beyond those things, the events you get to participate in, it really is about the people that you get to work with and the professionalism that you're constantly surrounded by. I pulled this next clip that we're about to listen to. It's nothing special, and the quality is actually pretty rough, the recording. But when it comes to radio, to me, if there's anything I like more than a current events news break, it's a great radio tease. Let's take a listen.
You are about to hear is not designed to scare you.
Tomorrow's K-Rock Morning Show chock full of all kinds of goodies for you, including 2 robbery attempts gone so wrong. One guy left empty-handed and without his pants on, and another dude in Russia tried to rob a store and got hit upside the head with a, well, I guess you'll just have to listen in tomorrow to find out. That stuff and more tomorrow on the K-Rock Morning Show.
It's the K-Rock Morning Show, weekday mornings on 101.5 K-Rock. Life hack number 42. For all the rock that rocks, keep listening. And to improve your rocking experience, just add volume. 101.5 K-Rock.
And you know, Brian, to somebody like me, to answer the question, what's the best part about working at a radio station? I think that clip really sums it up. All right, on to this next email. Now, this one again, unfortunately, again, I have no one to say who it's from. Don't want to read your email out. Remember, give me a name or say where you're from so I can shout you out on the show. But this person asks, in your career, what is the most heartwarming or emotional moment that you've ever been a part of on the air? And of course, there would be a lot of good answers to something like that. We've talked to families that have been in times of need and hosted charity events and fundraisers. We've done many events that help the community grow in different ways. But when I heard the word heartwarming, the first thing that came to mind was January of 2019. It's not very often that you get to see something like we saw on that day. And I think for this one, I'm just going to play the clip and let it speak for itself.
101.5 K-Rock.
It's 101.5 K-Rock, and here we are live on Fremont Street. We're at the City Park Annual Local Ice Skating Expedition. Out of my last few years of covering this, I have never seen such a crowd of each of these talented performers performing for friends and family out there on the ice. Earlier, when you guys checked in, we got to see Sally and the Sallyettes with their routine. Now we're going to be watching Alan Jackson make Manhattan history today as this event's first ever blind ice skater. No doubt about it, this should bring a smile to everyone's face. The crowd is quieting down now as Alan begins his routine. It's not often you get to see someone with a disability out here on the ice. Here he goes. He looks confident. I'll tell you guys, I'm sure he's already doing better than I could do. Whoa. A few times he's hit that wall, it's looked unintentional, hoping he's able to find his bearings after these spins. But it's so inspiring to see someone conquering adversity at events like this. It really warms my heart. Back to you, Sloan. Wow. It almost brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it now, hearing it again. And he actually ended up placing third in that whole competition. A lot of talented people out there in Riley County. Now, we've talked about a lot on the show today. We've had some laughs. We've talked about controversial subjects. We've provoked a little thought today. And maybe after that last clip, we've even cried a little. But we're going to have to get a little serious right now. Because this next email concerns something that we've brought up in the past, but I haven't really addressed personally on this show yet, so we're going to have to do that now. Somebody wrote an email, and they heard it get brought up on one of these episodes here, and they just wanted to confirm. They said, "New listener here, didn't hear you exactly mention what did get you fired or taken off the air from your last job." Now, over my years on the radio, the biggest time of year for me is April. Not only for Earth Day, because you tell how much I love those events, but it's April Fool's is my favorite holiday of all. The things we do in college would be crazy. It's nothing that we would do today. And over the years, I've become much more tempered. And things don't get like they used to be. But in 2022, there was one joke that, according to my station, was a little too far. And after that, I was permanently suspended. Now, I would never apologize for this April Fool's joke. Seemed like a relatively clean joke if you ask me, but you'll have to be the judge. We're going to go ahead and play the clips. So the first clip here that we're going to be listening to takes place in January 17th, 2022. This is where I laid the groundwork for this great April Fool's prank that I came up with. Finally, we'll play the second clip, and that will be from April 1st of 2022, where I unveil the prank. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
1015 K-Rock.
1015 K-Rock, 11:15, a nice clear Monday out there. But you're going to want to grab an extra layer because it's getting a little chilly to start the week. Today is January 17th, 2022, and we're celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Monday, the 17th of January of this year, marks the 35th year of the celebration that was introduced to remember King's lifetime of public work. Today we mark the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr., the chief spokesperson for nonviolent activism in the civil rights movement, which protested racial discrimination in federal and state law. And I personally feel his words are more and more important year by year. If the protests over the last few years have showed us anything, it's that we're still hurting and healing as a country. Not a lot of people know this, and I've never spoken about it publicly. Not because I'm embarrassed, but it just never seemed appropriate. Well, my grandfather on my father's side was actually 100% black, and that makes me 25% black. So as we sit in our day of remembrance and celebrate how far we've come as a country, remember, K-Rock listeners, I'm with you, brothers. .115 K-Rock, that was Gone Away with the Offsprings. You've been listening with me, David Collins. It's coming up on the 3 o'clock hour, so I'll be getting out of here soon to begin my weekend. Now, some of you have been calling in and asking, and I'm sure more of you listening in are all wondering, David, don't you know what day it is today? I know I've got a bit of a reputation for my April Fool's gags over the years. So this year I really wanted to make sure I fooled as many of you as I could. The bomb was set and the fuse has been lit. April Fools! Some of you may remember back in January of this year on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I told you, my audience, that my grandfather was black, and thus I was 25% black. In fact, listeners, I am not black at all. Happy April Fools, everybody, and have a great weekend. I'll be back with you Monday. For now, how about a little Metallica with Turn the Page? So there it is. Thanks for asking the question. I'm sure with this new audience, a lot of people are going to be wondering, and I have nothing to hide. Maybe it's not the best joke. I thought it was pretty good, but fireable? You guys can decide. Email me your thoughts at dc30minutehalfhour@gmail.com and tell me what you think about that. If you have any voicemails that you want to have played on the show or have any questions, go ahead and send me an email there also. Now, those are all the clips that I decided to pull today and I thought we'd talk about. We're running out of time here and we're coming to the end, but I thought just for a little fun, we would play one game today. We can't get through a show without playing one game. And of course, next week's show with Austin Ingalls, we'll be going through a regular show. We'll have our 3 games. We'll interview Austin, get to learn a little bit about his opinion on comedy and what he does around the area. And of course, we'll be talking about some of the current news because missing a week in current news is almost like missing a month if you think about it. The game that we're going to be playing today is called Wheel of Fruit. We're going to go ahead and spin a wheel. On this wheel has variety of different fruits, and I also have a variety of different fruits next to me here. Whatever that wheel lands on, we're going to pick that fruit. I'm going to take it out of my basket here, or the plastic bag, depending on which fruit we get. And we're going to go ahead and see if you can guess what fruit that is. We're going to bang it against the table, and you're going to have to guess what is that fruit from the Wheel of Fruit. Hope you guys are ready to play Wheel of Fruit. So let's go ahead and spin that wheel. Go. Oh, it's not that. So let's see. Coming up. Oh, maybe it's coming back. Okay, let's go ahead and see here. So we got our fruit. We're going to take this fruit, and I'm going to hit it against the table, and you guys are going to have to guess, what is that fruit? Give it one more shot here. Now give it a little thought. Think about what could that fruit be. And it's probably not a pineapple. It sounds smaller than a pineapple. But go ahead and think, what might that fruit be? The answer was a pear. For those of you who guessed pear, great job. The answer was pear. Perfect. So we've reached the end of today's episode of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. Thanks for listening. Remember next week, guest Austin Ingalls, comedian. Also remember to send in your applications if you're interested in maybe interning on the show or making your way up to some sort of position here. We're definitely taking those applications right now. And trying to grow the team. One last thing before we end the show. There was an abrupt expletive used on last week's episode that one person specifically emailed me about. I'm sorry that offended you. You may expect those to come up in the future, and if one of those slips really gets to you, might not be a show for you, might just be a little too edgy. But we'll go ahead and see you next week for the month of March. I've been David Collins, and you've been the best.
David Collins. 30 minutes. Show with David Collins.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.